Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Butt Fumble Sports Daily Show on what is a very special Thursday. We kick off NFL Week 11 with one of the best matchups of the year, certainly one of the most consequential that we've had so far in the early season. Cincinnati Bengals coming off a loss, desperate for a win. Baltimore Ravens atop their division, but coming off a bad divisional loss against the Browns, need a win. Burrow versus Lamar, Zach Taylor versus Harbaugh, some good defenses, some good offenses. We'll see what comes out of it. We are here live across YouTube, Twitch, and Kick for now, answering your fantasy questions, and maybe more importantly, helping you out with your sports bets for tonight. Butt Fumble Sports came on an hour early, exclusively on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, to help all of those watching with their sports bets. So, if you have a player prop bet that you want to dive into, if there's a game pick you want to look at, doesn't just need to be for the NFL. If you want to look at the NHL, if you want to look at the 2 NBA games tonight, we came on early for an hour to help you out across YouTube, Twitch, and Kick with your sports bets, your DFS lineup, and any fantasy plays you have. We will be going live on TikTok as well at 5 o'clock, but giving an hour to the YouTube, Twitch, and Kick audience to get some exclusive attention. So if you are watching over on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, throw your questions in the chat. This hour is for you more than any other the rest of the year. So make sure you put those questions in and get us off to a strong start on this Thursday. Chris Films, great to see you. Wonderful to have you with us today. Luis Garcia, hi, how you doing? Chris Films, out of Kareem Hunt, Brian Robinson, Aaron Jones, which one would you keep for the rest of season? Interestingly enough, it might be Brian Robinson out of that group. It's between Robinson and Jones. Legion Blitz, start 3. Chase, Garrett Wilson, Nico Collins, Sutton, Jalen Warren, and Jahan Dotson. Legion Blitz, the 3 I'd go with are Chase, Sutton, and I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards Nico Collins, barely over Garrett Wilson. Luis Garcia, Lamar or CJ Stroud. I like Lamar, but I think the running game is going to be too prevalent with the backs that they have. I'll go CJ Stroud over Lamar. Brother Justin, start Lockett or Flowers this week. I'll lean towards Flowers, just a slightly better matchup. War Eagle, Christian Kirk or Puka at the flex. War Eagle, I'd go Christian Kirk. Pickle Rourke, who should I start as my flex? Achan, Debo Samuel, or Waddle? I'd lean towards Debo Samuel just barely. JP, finally we got a sports betting question in here. I was doing the early show for sports betting. If it's a pure fantasy show, we'll let TikTok come on a whole lot sooner. But thoughts on Hagel, over shots on goal, over half a shot, been good head to head. JP, not a bet that I would ever make. I'm not going to bet a random hockey play that's over half a shot, but we're certainly going to look at it for you. Have no problem doing our research for that. But I can already tell you it's not a bet that I'm going to endorse. We can look at the stats on it, not one I'm going to play. Hagel, you see it's 2.5 shots. That's part of the reason. I just didn't believe you were telling me over shots on goal, over half a point. Yeah, okay, now I confused it. So over half a point is a very strong play in the head-to-head. Good matchup. Been pretty strong trend. Problem with this, though, how has it been on the road? Not as good as it had been at home. Yeah, home games have been a better play of late on this one. Again, if you want to take it, I'd certainly encourage the point play. Shots on goal, the under's the stronger play on this one. Hasn't been a good trend. I understand they're bad against shots on goal, the Blackhawks are. But again, not one that I'm going to take. Just not excited about this game. I do have a game pick related to this one, but I'm not going to play a player prop bet from this Lightning Blackhawks game. Certainly won't. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. If you guys do have a sports betting question, here to help you out, doing our research using Outlier. Outlier is this phenomenal sports betting tool that we use every day to do our research. So if you guys need help with your sports bets, any of your plays for today's action or this weekend's action, feel free to fire away. We are here to dive into some of those picks for you, into some of that research for you as well. Flappo 328, RB Nightmare have to start one. Hubbard, Foreman, Herbert, Charbonnet, Spears, Dowdle. It might be Dowdle out of the entire group. Antcan 111, I'd go Debo. Antcan 111, I'd go Debo. Legion Blitz, I like them both. I think you could start both of them. I might lean just slightly, I think, towards Logan Thomas, but it's close, very close. JP, Lamar rushing yards. Let's take a look at it. This is actually one that I did like earlier in the week. I took it a bit earlier in the week. Let's get up over to football. And we're looking at Lamar Jackson rushing yards. We're looking at Lamar Jackson on rushing yards. Nope, not longest rush. On rushing yards. So, Lamar Jackson rushing yards. 45 and a half right now. Has been good head-to-head. Great defense to run against. Hasn't been a great trend. I took this earlier in the week. As you can see, I got it when it was around 43. That's one of the reasons I even mentioned it when it first came up. That jumped to 47 and a half. You can take that as a positive. The sharp money like that. However, I liked it a whole lot more when I was getting it at 43 and a half. I know that 3-yard difference may not seem like a lot to some of you, but it really is in the sports betting world. So, do I like it at over 46 and a half? The answer is probably yes. I just do like the matchup. 3 straight games against the Bengals. He's gone over this total. Bengals are a terrible run defense. 3rd worst in the NFL. So I do like Lamar Jackson over 46 and a half rushing yards. Even though it's shifted up, I still think I like it. Not as much as I did earlier in the week, but still like it. Yep, I do. Jorge, Mark Andrews, anytime touchdown. Let's go take a look at that one for you guys. Again, this is what we're going to be doing for the first hour of the show. Once we get to 5 o'clock, we're going to open up the YouTube audience, and we're going to focus a lot on fantasy football. So get your sports betting questions in now, because we will not be giving it the same kind of attention later in the show. Mark Andrews, over half a touchdown. Did cash earlier in the season against the Bengals. Head-to-head, this has cashed 3 out of the last 4 games that they played. Now, I'm not taking this one. Certainly, again, one that you probably could and would be considered a good play. But there were other things around Mark Andrews as a receiver that I liked, but not bad overall in terms of implied probability. They don't give up as many touchdowns to tight ends as they give up yards and receptions. Part of the reason this isn't one that caught my eye. But if you wanted to take it, certainly a good price. Plus 160 on FanDuel, plus 150 on DraftKings. JP, if you got it at 43 and a half, I love it, man. JP, love what you did there. Emin, need to start too. I'd start Henderson and I'd start Schultz. Emin, I'd start Henderson and Schultz. Luis Garcia, I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards McLaurin. It's close between McLaurin and Moore. DJ Moore could go off this week, but I'll trust McLaurin a little bit more. Legion Blitz, I'd go Pollard 1, Mitchell 2, but it's close. Saul. Joe Burrow. Oh, Saul, are you asking about passing yards? I will ask for you guys to write out the questions if you could. I don't want to decrypt some of these if we could save the confusion. I think you're talking about passing yards for the 2 quarterbacks tonight. Let's dive into it for these 2 right now. Over-under for Joe Burrow, not something I would take. The under is a good implied probability in terms of, or is a good play in terms of the head-to-head. The over is a better play in terms of how he's been trending of late. This one did jump as well, went from 271 up to 273 when the week started, but then has ticked down over the course of the day. Kind of interesting. It tells me the sharp money came down on the over, the public money came down on the under. If you want to follow the sharps, you can go and take the over on this one. Again, not one that I'm going to be betting. I just think I think he could potentially drop back enough for this to cash. I just don't know if the Bengals will come through on the receiving end. So, not as high on that one. Lamar Jackson's an interesting one. The over seems like a very good... This is over rush... I didn't mean to do that. This is over rushing and passing yards. Oops. So, passing yards for Joe Burrow, you can see. Again, this has actually gone up the entire week. 251, and it just kept climbing. Kept climbing. Dropped down at one moment, but clearly the sharp money likes the over on this one. So again, if you want to tail the sharp money, you could take the over on Joe Burrow. Lamar Jackson, over-under on passing yards. This one hasn't been a good trend. Similar story, though. Climbed. Public money, sharp money, both went in the same direction on the over. You could tell there are some bets that I like today, and there's some bets that I'm not touching. I'm showing you guys the research on the screen so you guys can make a well-informed decision for yourself. But there are certain bets that I absolutely am taking in this game, and everything else I'm not. I'm not trying to chase money in this one. This is a very tricky matchup on Thursday Night Football. And I would warn you guys, be careful. There are a lot of trends that have been put out today on social media that give way too favorable a swing to one side or another. Now, I put out some posts of my own on Instagram to share some trends that I found, but always be mindful when you see something like Joe Burrow is amazing with a spread of +2 or worse. Be careful, be careful. Same side on the Ravens. This is a tricky game to call, especially after what we saw Monday night. Maybe I'm still a little burned by the Bills and Broncos game, but it was a reminder. Every time you think you know something, this league fools you. Every time you feel really confident, this league takes a U-turn. So be careful. Some of the trends being put out today I find are very dangerous because they're encouraging some kind of certainty that really isn't there on this one. JP, Tatum's under last night was a close one. We were sweating it. Nuv DK, should I trade Taysom Hill for Garrett Wilson? It's okay. I'm not crazy about it, but it's okay. Legion Blitz, Tyler Boyd over under 4.5 receptions. Let's go take a look at that one. I know you're looking at Prize Picks. We'll take a look at receptions and see where Boyd comes out on this one. Under is the much stronger implied probability. No surprise here. I know the over's been a better play over the last few games. But still, again, 5 catches for him seems a little high. They'd have to really be targeting him quite frequently. I don't feel like that's going to be the case. I personally like the under on this one. Again, plays that we like, plays we don't like. I'm not touching Tyler Boyd on receptions. Just doesn't. The reason I'm reacting so harshly to some of these is I don't see any value. I see a lot of risk. I don't see value. You could take the over. You're getting it about even money. Funny enough, I actually don't think that's a good enough value given the risk you're taking on. I wish that had been about +115, maybe even +110. Getting it at even, I actually feel like they're squeezing you a little bit. And even that little bit of difference, given the implied probability and the head-to-head matchup, just steers me away from it a little bit. Yeah, RJ Renfro, that's right. The YouTube, Twitch, and Kick community here at Butt Fumble Sports is getting 1 hour of research. We're focusing on sports betting, but we will talk some fantasy as well. So, obviously, we want to help you guys out as much as possible over the next hour. A couple of you guys are asking about Tyler Boyd on receptions. This one I like a whole lot more. Tyler Boyd on receiving yards rather. That's one I like more. So, wasn't crazy about the receptions. Shaky on that one. Over under on yardage, this one, and check out the line movement on this. Started at 44.5, jumped. Got up to 47.5 on the sharp money. Since has come down or bounced around a little bit as the public has weighed in. I like this back-to-back weeks. Again, even when he was missing it, even in weeks where he was contending with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and others, he was still getting around about 40 receiving yards in total. This is only asking for him to go 6 yards above that 40-yard mark. So I feel okay about this. I could see him getting to 50. My real concern is if he gets stuck at 45, which I could see as well. Maybe you want to buy this down and take it at the 39.5 at -180. I did that a number of my parlays where I took him at 24.5 yards or over 39.5 yards and folded it into some other parlays across the sports world for tonight. But that said, I am a little nervous about the 45.5, but I do like it enough. Tyler Boyd is a play that I would make this evening. Trade Ramondre or Najee in a dynasty. Oh, trade Najee. Pip 1510. Najee, his value has plummeted to almost nothing. Kike is Guap. Rice is a good option this week at the flex. Pip 1510 just traded K9 for Mixon. Thoughts? I'm okay with it. Chris Films, would you trade Aaron Jones and Hunt for Pollard? No. Chris Films, I don't think so, actually. Any word on Noah Brown this week? Still waiting to see if the questionable status will be ripped off, but haven't heard just yet about what his injury designation is going for Sunday. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. We are live across YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. We will be live on TikTok as well in about a half hour, 45 minutes, as we go through the entire night of sports. Some hockey action. We've already cashed on a ticket already. We took the Red Wings and the Senators over 5.5 goals. That has already cashed. 8 goals in that game going into the third period rather. So feel very good about our hockey bets. We did really well last night. I hope you guys have been tailing us. The strategy, the approach, the variables that we've been using and identifying to make our picks, they've been going pretty well. Hopefully that can continue. No promises, just a lot of research, data, and analytics to hopefully make you as well informed as possible for both your sports viewing experience and your sports betting experience. As always, we will be giving out picks throughout the course of the show. Not many throughout the first hour. We're going to wait usually until the TikTok audience joins. However, we will be dropping some picks over the next hour. As always, our show is sponsored by the SHARPZ app. If you guys want all of my bets every single day, DM me on Instagram. That's Butt Sports on Instagram. DM me on Instagram and I'll share a link and a referral code so you can see every bet that I make, regardless of the sport, the type of bet. You can see my parlays, my individual bets. Doesn't matter. They're all there for you, so you don't have to wait for the next hour and a half of show. You can see every bet that I make. All you have to do is DM me on Instagram, Butt Sports on Instagram, to see every pick that I make every single day. RJ Renfro, do you like Jimmy Butler over 1.5 steals? Let's get back to our work. We're going to look at the NBA player prop bet now. And again, the tool I'm using right now is called Outlier. This tool you're seeing up on your screen. Outlier is a great sports betting research tool. Allows me to go through all of these different stats, check out the different players, how they perform. We'll check out steals right now. 1.5, don't like it. I don't like it. I understand it's cashed. Okay consistency against the Brooklyn Nets, but not really. This isn't one that we like. The unders are, you're asking about the over. The under's the better play. The under's the better play. I know it's cashed in 4 out of the last 5 games. I wouldn't take this one. Over 1.5 seems high to me. Not crazy about it. The over, not a great implied probability. Hasn't been great against the Nets. I'm going to lean away towards this one. Again, just not attractive to me. There are some bets that you see that you go, why would I sweat it unless there's real consistency? The Nets aren't a huge turnover team. They're middle of the pack. There's just not enough here. When I give out the picks that I really like every day, we're looking for a lot of variables that connect in line. If those don't kind of align in the perfect constellation, we'll just avoid it altogether. I would not take Jimmy Butler over or under on steals. Just doesn't feel good either way. Mitchell, 8.5 receiving yards seems low. I feel like he's going to have a good game. Saul, I do like him in rushing yards. I don't know what you're going to get in the passing yards. That really is a question mark to me, just because it's about the play calling. Again, not one that I'm taking. If you wanted to jump on it, I'll show you what the odds are. If I were to do it, I wouldn't take it on receiving yards alone. I think that would probably be a mistake. You obviously could do it. You can do anything you like. But I take it on rushing plus receiving yards. You have to think, if you like it, if you like the receiving yards, you feel like he'll probably get enough to make it worth your while on this end as well. I would take rushing plus receiving rather than just receiving yards. If it's just receiving yards, I mean, he hits it, he doesn't hit it. Very, very tricky. So I'm not as high on that one. Interesting what you guys are looking at. It's funny. Not ones that I'm interested in, because the trends, there's just not a lot of faith in there. Now, you can see the over rushing yards. That's a better play. That's actually a good one. But over receiving yards alone, it's kind of a split deal. You don't know what you're getting in the bag, so you could take it, you cannot take it. I'm certainly not going to encourage it. I'm not going to promote that one. But if you wanted to jump on it, you can. JP, there's only so much we can do with the Sunday slate, given what Outlier is allowing us to dive into. I'd prefer not to dive into Sunday if we can avoid it, because we're days away. I really want to focus on tonight's action if we can. Drew, who you starting, Ravens defense or Cowboys defense? Oh, I'd start Cowboys defense. Drew, I'd start the Cowboys defense. Jorge wants to ask about Duncan Robinson, points and rebounds. We'll jump over to that. Points and rebounds for Duncan Robinson. 18.5. Better implied probability on the over. Under's the better trend. This is what concerns me. The under's the better trend, and neither one of these is really jumping out at me. If you wanted to take this one, Tyler Hero's not playing. That could be a decent thing to look at. Let's check it out. Games without this player. Tyler Hero, who is out for this game. I mean, it's cashed the last 2 games he hasn't played. We'll dive into it even more. At home, not a good trend. There you just see in home games where Tyler Hero does not play, this is not a good trend. Once again, not taking it, guys. Once again, another question in which I'm just not taking it. Nothing that motivates me to jump on that bet. JP, Bridges over 5 assists is a bet that I like. I gave that one out earlier today. I do like that one. I like it at 3.5. I like it at 4.5 as well. Bridges over on assists. RJ Renfro, Josh Richardson over 5.5 assists plus rebounds. Let's go take a look. Assists plus rebounds. Where is it? Rebounds plus assists. So we're going to go to... What were you asking about? Josh Richardson. Josh Richardson, over 4.5, very strong play. Has cashed consistently against the Nets, has cashed consistently in the last 10 games. This is a pretty good trend right here. When it has missed, twice it's been on the road. So if we want to stretch out this trend, okay, maybe not as great as we would have liked. We like to see these two connect right here. But that said, has been a decent trend over the last few games. Again, let's take a look at it without Tyler Hero in the lineup. Good trend, 4 out of the last 5 with Tyler Hero not playing. Let's switch it back over, though, to the home games. Not as great a trend. 1 out of the last 4. Again, this is one in which it might have gotten you a little excited by seeing the head-to-head in the last 10. Still not something I'm going to play. If you wanted to, you can. Showing you guys the data behind the plays, not necessarily telling you guys to take it or not. Try to acquire Ramondre or Najee in a dynasty? No. Daniel Pipko? No. No, I wouldn't. Would you trade Kareem Hunt and Aaron Jones for CeeDee Lamb and Pierce? Chris Films? Yes, I would. Chris Films, I would do that trade. Luis Martinez, I'd go Deebo Samuel. Luis Martinez, Deebo Samuel. Kike is Guapo. Olave and Brian Robinson for Achan and Pittman. I think I'd rather have Olave and Robinson, just barely. It's close, though. Very close. Luis Garcia, should I trade Walker for JT? Absolutely, Luis Garcia. Absolutely. Daniel Pipko is right about that one. Hollywood Brown, Montgomery, or Collins in the flex. I'm going to lean towards Collins. Just make sure he's healthy enough to go. Daniel Pipko, need an RB2. Those are my best options. Daniel Pipko, I don't know where you're referring, so... If you're talking about Ramondre and Najee, okay. I guess the best one out of that group is Stevenson, but neither one's going to be a good play next year, I don't believe. Do you like Mark Andrews, anytime touchdown? RJ, we hit on that one a little bit earlier in the show. Don't like that one as much. I like it. I don't love it. Like his receiving yards a whole lot more. CPs. Should I trade Connor and Pittman for Swift and Olave? Yes, I would. CPs, yes, I would. Zerk, PhD, start Mitchell tonight over Chandler? Yes, I would. Zerk, PhD, yes, I would. Appreciate all of you guys being with us, no matter the platform, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. We are going to let the TikTok audience on in just a little bit. So if you guys do have questions right now, get them in so you can get that personal attention right now. What do you think I could get wide receiver-wise for Montgomery and Collins? Probably a really good player in return. Do you like Bridges on rebounds, JP? Yes, I do. I do like Mikal Bridges to just have a good all-around game. Rebounds and assists. I like him on both, JP. Yep. You can find both of those plays on the SHARPZ app. We'll be dropping those throughout the show as well. If you guys have a fantasy football question, a sports betting question, or a DFS question, and you're watching right now, get them in. Get those questions in now. Musgrave or Otten at the tight end. Kike is Guap. I'd go Musgrave. I'd go Musgrave out of that group. Schnaggy's Thong. I'm going to go with Sam Howell, believe it or not. Sam Howell has been too good as a fantasy quarterback so far this year, and he's got too favorable a matchup for me to sit him. Between Lamar and Sam Howell, I know Lamar could have a really good game, but I'll take Sam Howell. Jorge is asking about SGA. Let's go take a look at SGA. And specifically, you're asking about points and assists. Again, guys, if you want to use this same tool that I'm using right here, Outlier, great sports betting research tool, DM me on Instagram for a free 7-day trial. Free 7-day trial. So, over, under, again, same situation as we're going before. There's nothing about this that gets me excited in terms of a play. It has cashed in 4 straight road games like that, but then again, when I flip it over on the head-to-head, hasn't been a great trend in Golden State. Now, you may like it a little bit more. No Steph Gilmore, or no Stephen Curry, no Draymond Green. So maybe there's reason for you to like this more tonight. Again, too much uncertainty, too much inconsistency. I'm not going to take this one. If you guys wanted to take it, I understand. I'm showing you the data and the trends behind it, but not one that I'm going to take. Really surprised by some of the picks that you guys have offered, because I felt like there were some more obvious plays today, like Mikal Bridges. But you guys, I feel like, are chasing a few of these. I understand that he's been hot, but really, how hot has this stretch been? I do like it on the road, but I don't know. I don't feel good enough about it to put my money down on it. By the way, that's not judgment, by the way. If you guys have faith in it, go for it. Saul, Jimmy Butler over 6 rebounds. Let's go take a look. Jimmy Butler on rebounds, 5.5. This is a very good play. This is one we like. Good implied probability. It's cashed consistently against the Nets. Take a look at it in home games. It's actually been a very good trend. So once you eliminate the road games, this has been a good one. The 2 games it's missed, Lakers, Nuggets. Okay, we understand that. Those are 2 good teams, or have been in the past. 4 out of the last 5 against the Brooklyn Nets in Miami when they played. When they haven't played in Miami, still a pretty good trend overall. This is one I like. Jimmy Butler over 5.5 rebounds. That is one that I would do. Yes. Christian Guerrero, should I trade Keaton and start him? Yeah, I would if you can get him. I don't think you're going to get him by tonight, but if you could. I read the SHARPZ app. I saw the Bridges props. Didn't see football. RJ Renfro, all of my bets are there. If you go to my profile, you'll see every bet that I make every day. Every bet is there. Everyone. Stivo's channel. Hey, man. Hollywood Brown or Zay Flowers? I'll lean towards Zay Flowers just barely. John, 305. I have Bijan and Kamara. I need an upgrade from Cooper's. So should I trade away Cooper and Rashad White for Pittman and Pollard? You can. I don't really love it, to be honest. It's okay, but I'm not crazy about it, John, 305. Reversed. I'd go... Reversed... I might lean towards Achan just barely over Etienne. It sounds crazy. I don't actually like that. Etienne's the better play because of what he can do in the passing game. So reversed, I'll say Etienne, especially if you're in a PPR league. Luis Garcia, I'm thinking Swift and Montgomery. Luis Garcia. Yeah, Luis Garcia. It would be Swift and Montgomery. Yes, it would. JP's asking about Gus Edwards' rushing attempts. Let's take a look at it. Gus Edwards' rushing attempts is what we're going to look at. Under is the better implied probability. Over, it's been a good play over the last 7 games. I understand why you like this, but I don't like the fact that the line movement on this is ticked down. Started at 12.5, went to 11.5, went to 10.5. Sure, it ticked back up throughout today or through yesterday, but man, it's close. I like it at 10.5. I do think that's a good spot. I like it there a lot more than at 11.5. So if you're gonna get it at 10.5. To be honest, it's not a terrible idea, actually. Getting it at 10.5 at plus 116, this is one of the few bets that you guys have brought up in which I'd go, okay, it's not one that I saw in my research, but might actually be a decent play. You might be concerned he doesn't get to the double digits, or when he does, it stops there. But I'd be willing to take the chance on it. Again, at the plus 116, I'd be willing to take the risk on it. Am I going to put my money on it? Hell no, because it didn't fall into the criteria that I bet on. But that said, this is one that it matches enough where I'd certainly consider this one. So, good find by those out there. JP, good find. Jorge, start 2. Jorge, I'd start Jones, and I'm going to lean just slightly towards Jacobs. Jorge, I'd start Jones and Jacobs. We have been live for a half hour of this YouTube-only show. Make sure you guys are hitting that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick right now, make sure you subscribe to Butt Fumble Sports. We are live every single day across all of our platforms. Make sure you never miss our show. We will be doing more of these kind of pre-game shows where we do some sports betting research prior to letting the TikTok audience on. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how long you guys ask questions before we let the TikTok audience herd out of the cage. But that said, I'm going to try and feature these a little bit more. Kike is Guap. I'd go Rice. Kike is Guap. I'll go Rice just barely over Watson. It's close. Hope you're all having a wonderful Thursday, by the way. Would you take Lamar Jackson under passing yards? We talked about it earlier, RJ Renfro. I wasn't moved either way. It's not what I'm going to be betting, RJ. By the way, love the stat you found. You guys are going to find great stats. I'm certainly going to applaud you guys for doing your research. I'm all about it. But if you're asking me, would you take it? The answer is no. I'm not going to bet. I will not bet on the passing game of this team, on these teams too much. This is a tricky one for me to call. Lamar Jackson should actually throw more. However, I feel like the running game could be effective. Joe Burrow should be throwing more, but maybe the Bengals feel like they have to establish a balanced game, or otherwise it's going to be a tough sledding up against a good pass defense of the Ravens. It's just there are certain bets in this one I'm not touching with a 10, 20, 30-foot pole. Passing up yards for either one of these quarterbacks isn't getting my money. Saul, let's check out Chet Holmgren on points and assists. When it comes to sports betting, I've gotten even more selective in my time in doing this show, because there was a time during the summer that we did celebrity shot contests, and I got to admit, I followed a lot of bad bets. I followed a lot of viewers that was like, oh, I love that take because you mentioned stat A or stat B, and it's like, it made me kind of forget the research I had done. It had brought a new piece of evidence, and it's like, but Butt Fumble Sports, you had studied this all day or all week. Why are you changing now because someone's putting up a new piece of information in front of you? So I'm certainly happy to show you guys what I can from Outlier to help you guys with your bets, but I'm not going to jump on too many of the ones that are put in front of me. Chet Holmgren, 17.5 points and assists. This has gone head-to-head, but they've only played once. Hasn't been a great trend of late. Not a great trend again. The reason I'm not going to bet player props in this too many in this Oklahoma City Golden State game is because of Draymond Green being suspended, Steph Curry being out with the injury. So I'm just not high on taking too many player prop bets in this one because I don't really know how the game's going to unfold. You can see it's cashed at 2 of his last 4 road games. Not going to get my money. Not going to get my money. Not going to get it. You can see the trends for yourself. More than happy to show you guys as many stats or trends as I possibly can. But if you're asking me if I do it, nope, wouldn't do it. Verhaeghe, let's check out Verhaeghe on shots. Verhaeghe on shots on goal. Don't like 3.5. Wish you could get it at 2.5. I will say that. Verhaeghe, shots on goal, the 2.5. Really strong play. Only issue, Kings don't allow a lot of shots on goal. But this has been a great trend. Too much green on my screen not to support this one. What do we call this, everybody, from days past? We call this a lawn. There's so much green up on our screen. Literally, the lawn has overgrown. We're going to need to mow this down. That's a lot of green. So, with that said, it is a good play. It's cashed in 2 of his last 3 games against the Kings. I would encourage this one, Carter Verhaeghe, over 2.5 shots on goal. Only thing I don't like about it, Kings defense pretty good when it comes to shots on goal. That does make me a little hesitant, but this has been too good a trend for me not to take it. Road game, 8 out of 10. Overall, 10 out of 10. If we stretch it out to 20 games, 18 out of 20 games this is cashed on the road. Very consistent as well. Here's my only issue, though. If I do see one, he's never had a stretch that's gone beyond 5 games over this. Maybe that gets you a little worried, but I still think it's a pretty good play. Good find by good find by JP. Good find. Daniel Pipko, I'd go Warren. Daniel Pipko, I'd go Warren. Luis Garcia, I'd go McLaurin. Luis Garcia, I'd go McLaurin. Mark Gonzalez, MMA, just traded A.J. Brown and Etienne for McCaffrey. Yeah, I don't think I like it. It's okay, but I don't love it. Kike is Guap. I'd go 49ers defense, I think. Very close, but I'll go 49ers just barely. CPS, do you think Saquon will play? Think so, but don't know yet. Any trades before the deadline? Team is Goff, Achan, Mostert, Connor, Jacobs, Kincaid, Schultz, Davis, Downs. I mean, I don't like your receiving core. I don't love the team, if I'm being honest, burner account 3. I like Goff, I like Achin and Mostert, but then you're very loaded on the Dolphins running game. I like Jacobs, that's a good one. Love your tight ends. Your wide receivers are very, very weak. Very weak at the wide receiving core. Need to do some kind of move to upgrade there probably. Majomes, are these good trades? More for Higgins and Rice. Yes, probably. Trade Jacobs for Metcalf? Probably not. Justin 839, pick one running back and one tight end and one flex. I'm going to go, man, it's tricky. I'll go Achan number 1 at the running back, even though I like Mitchell. I'd go Noah Brown. I'd go Achan for running back, Noah Brown for flex, and I'll go McBride for the tight end, but it's close. Jorge, start 2. I'll start Hill and Rice. Jorge, I'll start Hill and Rice. Daniel Pipko, start 2. I'd start Hollywood Brown and Sutton. Daniel Pipko, I'd start Hollywood Brown and Sutton. Appreciate you guys being with us. Been about 35 minutes of live show here on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Hope you guys are subscribing. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. No matter who you are, no matter if this is your first time or 500th, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button today. That way you never miss our show. Become a member of the Butt Fumble Sports community today. Majomes, start Kittle or Ferguson. I'd start Kittle and I'd start Reed. Kittle and Reed, Majomes. Justin 839, do you like Mitchell tonight? Yes, I do. I do like Mitchell today. Slowing down a little bit over here. Might get the TikTok audience out of its cage if we don't get some more questions here. So fire away with those questions on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick before the YouTube audience comes to town. Start Cooper Kupp this week. I'm okay with it. Don't love, the answer is yes, but I don't expect big stats from him actually. Again, if you want every bet that I make every day, all you have to do is DM me on Instagram. I'll be giving out picks throughout the show once the YouTube audience, or once the TikTok audience comes on. So we'll be giving out some free picks throughout that show. Of course, if you don't want to wait for that, you guys can go over to Instagram, DM me right now, and get every pick that I make every day. Justin839, I'll go Kyler Murray. Justin839, I'll go Kyler Murray. But Jones is asking about Joe Mixon over under rushing yards. We can look at it. Not one I'm going to bet. I'll tell you that one for sure. Not touching that. But let's take a look at it. Rushing yards for Joe Mixon. Reason I'm not taking it? Tough matchup. Tough matchup against the Baltimore Ravens defense. And the problem is he actually has had some success against the Ravens. The reason I'm not taking it, it's kind of a split decision. Decent trend over the season. Not of late, however. Switch it over head to head. Has been a decent trend over his last 6 games against the Ravens. Maybe not over the last 3, but it did cash in week 1. Then we look at it on the road. It's cashed twice against the Ravens. Tricky. On the road. Cashed 6 out of the last 7 games. So, I like the line movement, bumped this up, and then it came back down. But I'm, again, not what I'm going to bet. Happy to show you guys all the stats behind it. If you want to ride the recent trend or Mixon in Baltimore, maybe that's fine for you. Just not going to take it. I trust the Baltimore Ravens run defense a little bit too much. Justin839, I'd go Noah Brown, I think. If you wanted to put in Mitchell, I'd be okay with it. Daniel Pipko, yes, I would. I'd drop Hill for Mitchell. I'd be okay with it. Saul, I completely agree with you. And that's, by the way, that's why I'm being so, I don't want to say harsh, but it's probably the right word. I'm being very exacting on what I bet in this game. This is not a Thursday night football game where I'm just throwing random picks around. I'm being very precise. I'm trying to find ones that really match my criteria. And when I say my criteria, I'm looking for an opponent ranking that's favorable. Head-to-head matchup or head-to-head stats in the past that are favorable. Last 5 or last 10 games. Trend that's favorable. If that doesn't really line up, there's got to be a really strong no stat, a variable out of nowhere. And right now, there are a lot of ones in this game where it's kind of hard to tell. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens coming off a loss, they're a team that usually wins or covers the spread. Well, given they're the favorite in this game, to win, to cover the spread would mean they would win. That's been a very good trend. On the other side, When Joe Burrow's been an underdog of 2 points or more, he's covered in like 15 of 17 games. Tricky. The trends seem to be on both sides of this one. Makes me a little nervous. We'll get into my game picks a little bit later when we bring on the TikTok audience, but this is a tricky one. Jorge Valena, you must be checking out my picks over on the SHARPZ app, buddy. Jacob, start 2, Addison, Zay, Tank, or Hollywood Brown. Jacob, I'd start Zay Flowers, and I'm going to lean just slightly towards Tank Dell, I think. Flowers and Dell barely. Justin 839, realistic wide receivers I could get for Kittle. I'll do the open-ended question because we're just on YouTube, but to be honest, I don't like open-ended questions for this reason. I don't know. I don't know because you're asking me to compare, like, who could you get? Hard to say, Justin. Go look at the teams in your league. Who needs a tight end? I don't know who in your league needs a tight end, and thus I don't know what wide receivers or running back would be available. It would be me pulling something out of my butt fumble, Justin839, and I wouldn't want to do that to you. If you do move on from either one of them, you're going to get a wide receiver 2, an RB2. Don't expect to get a wide receiver or RB1 out of a tight end unless it's Kelsey or maybe Andrews. That's it. Majomes, do I drop Bills defense for Chiefs? Yes, I would, actually. Not just for this week, but the rest of season. Jacob, I'd go Purdy over Fields. Jacob, I'd go Purdy over Fields. Only a few more minutes left of our YouTube-only show, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, so make sure you get your questions in. JP, what was your thought process behind Christian Watson over 36.5 receiving yards? Yeah, JP saw earlier on the SHARPZ app that I took that bet for this Sunday. The reason I really like it, Chargers give up a ton of passing yards. So I think Christian Watson can get me 40 yards receiving. That's why I took it. It really is based on the matchup that he has. The Chargers give up so many passing yards. They're better against the run. I just think that the Jordan Love-led Packers, they're going to have to throw to be successful. Watson, I could see him getting downfield opportunities. Kike is guap. Robinson for Aaron Jones. Kike is guap. I'm okay with it. I actually don't love it. Jorge, Flowers, Evans, or Montgomery at the flex. I'd probably go Flowers. Jorge, I'll go Flowers just barely over Evans. Saul, Bam Adebayo under 35.5 points and rebounds. The answer is yes, Saul. That is a good play. Thursday, 2, 3, 4, 5, Pollard and Debo for Ramondre and Zay Flowers. Thursday, that's a terrible trade. I want the Pollard and Debo side. If you're getting Pollard and Debo, I like it. If you're giving those two players away, I don't like it. Final few minutes of the show before we let on the TikTok audience. Appreciate you guys being with us. We've been live for about 45 minutes answering all of your questions here. Majomes is 8-2 because of butt fumble. I'm sure you had a lot to do with it as well. Great job of managing your team, Majomes. Hope you're having a great day, and well done. An 8-2 team at this point in the year, not easy to do. Good job. I saw a great quote. You guys will be seeing it in the newsletter we put out on Sunday. It's by Bear Bryant. It perfectly encapsulates sports betting as well as football. When something goes wrong, it's all on me. When something goes semi-right, it's us. When something goes really right, it's you. So that's how I feel about my sports bets. When things go wrong, my fault. When things go okay, it was a joint effort. When things go really well, you guys did a great job. That's how I'm going to treat it. Because I want you guys to know you're winning. I'm just the resource information for you guys to fall back on. Luis Garcia, Cup, Moore, or Adams, start 1. Luis Garcia, I'd start DJ Moore. Luis Garcia, I'd start DJ Moore. Drew Hazard, 7-3. Love seeing it, Drew. Way to go. Start 3, I'd go Hopkins, Collins, and Flowers. Hopkins, Collins, and Flowers. That would be the 3 for me, Drew. Flowers, Hopkins, and Collins. I'd probably sit Evans just barely. That said, if Collins isn't good enough to go, you could slot Mike Evans in. Thursday, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're 2-8. I hope you have, if you've been watching us the whole time, I'm very sorry. The whole season, that is. I have Lamar, Howell on the bench. I might put it in Sam Howell. You don't have to, but Sam Howell has got a great matchup this week. Lamar does too. You can go either way on it. So, Lamar, Pollard, Jacobs, Thielen. Don't like Thielen. Don't like Thielen this week. Pittman, The Colts are on a bye, so that doesn't work for you. And Debo, reason you're in a tough spot. This team is just you've got some good pieces, but not enough consistency given the injuries that some of these guys have suffered throughout the season. Okay, guys, we are getting close to unleashing the TikTok audience, so get those questions in now before the attention is split between TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Final few minutes here on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick exclusively. Drew Hazard, Hubbard Panthers or Herbert Bears this week? Don't like either one of them. Don't like either one of them. I'd probably go Chuba Hubbard, but frankly, Drew, go to the waiver wire, find somebody else. JP, when you take Andrews at 58.5, yes, I would. I think it's a little high, JP. I wish you had gotten that kind of closer to like the 50 mark as opposed to the 60 mark. But yes, I do like Mark Andrews over receiving yards. Majomes, I'd go Javonte Williams. Majomes, I would go Javonte Williams over Ford. Very, very close, but I'll go Javonte Williams just barely. So, what do the stats say? Who gets at least 2 field goals, kickers? Are we talking about the entire NFL Sunday? I'll look at it, but yeah, I don't know. So let's take a look at field goals. That's something I'm not looking at consistently. I will admit, I did put down a kicker bet today, but I don't put down too many kicker bets throughout the season, or throughout the week rather. Oh, I had it and I let it go. Made field goals. Who's got the best implied probability? Wow. Let's take a look on the over. Riley Patterson, not surprising. Riley Patterson of the Lions, over 1.5. He's got the best implied probability. Really a great play is Brandon McManus. That's actually a phenomenal play. The opponent ranking cashes well. Implied probability, Brandon McManus. That could be a really good play for you guys. Harrison Butker is a good play as well. I know that this Eagles defense is not encouraging, but that actually may mean there are more field goals than. It's not terrible. Justin Tucker, always a good play. Jason Myers of the Seahawks, also a good play for field goals. So there are a couple of them for you. Saul, sorry for tonight's game. Oh, it would be Justin Tucker. It absolutely would be Justin Tucker. Is Ty Chandler startable if Madison plays? The answer is yes, he is, but I don't really like him. I don't like either one because of the matchup. But John, yes, he is. Do you think Thursday Night Football is going to be a close one? JP, yes, I do. I do think it's going to be a one-score game. I do think it'll be close. Do you like Latavius Murray better? Yes, I do. Drew Hazard, yes, I do. Jets give up a lot of passing yards, or a lot of rushing yards, rather. Yes. Trade Mike Williams for an RB2, 3 in Dynasty. Daniel Pipko, I'd consider it. Yep. Saul, glad that you like this session. I know it's a little bit different than what we do during our regular daily show. Going to introduce these pregame shows a little bit more. I know I'm probably a little feistier during them. I don't always love how it goes. It's a lot of like, do this, go command. There's not as much like love and appreciation during this part of the show. I know it's more like, hey monkey, go do the research, and that's maybe why I don't care for it as much. But I know you guys enjoy it. I know we can give out really good information, so we're gonna do it more, and I'll just get over my little hesitation on it or my little hang up on it. But I know you guys appreciate it, and more importantly, I really want to show you guys how this Outlier app works. I'm such a big fan of it. Obviously, they sponsor our show, but even if they didn't, because they didn't for a stretch of time, I actually was still using it. I became a user on my own, even when they weren't sponsoring the show. I just love the app. I really do admit I was using it on my own prior to them sponsoring the show, because Outlier is the best sports betting tool. There are a couple of research tools I use. Outlier is one of them. I use killersports.com. I use Pro Basketball and Pro Football Reference and those as well. But Outlier is the easiest one to use. It doesn't require coding. It doesn't require me scraping through tons and tons of data. This allows me to go from an ocean's worth of data to a droplet in like 5 seconds. It is the best research tool around. Again, if you guys want a free 7-day trial, make sure you DM me on Instagram, ButtFumble Sports on Instagram, to get a free 7-day trial for the Outlier app. Majomes, score prediction for tonight. We'll get to that during our show for everybody in about 10 minutes. Majomes, do you agree with Harbaugh that Michigan is America's team? No. It was a ridiculous comment. Anyone who makes that kind of comment is completely aloof. By the way, when the New England Patriots were winning Super Bowls in the early part of the dynasty, they might have been America's team. The moment Spygate happened, the New England Patriots were no longer America's team. I don't know if Jim Harbaugh knows this. America doesn't like cheaters. America doesn't actually go for that. America can stand for liars. America can stand for bad people. But actually, America doesn't love cheaters overall. America thinks cheating is pretty low down. So, anyways, I don't think Michigan is America's team. If I had to say there was like an America's team right now in college football, believe it or not, I think it's Alabama. I think if you polled the country right now and you were like, hey, if there was one football team that you were like, it's America's team, either it represents America or it's liked by a large population of random people, much like the Cowboys. I feel like America's team isn't the one that has the largest fan base in its geographic area. It's the one that kind of spans the country. Alabama just has fans everywhere. It's like what Notre Dame used to be about 30, 40, 50 years ago. Alabama just has fans everywhere because you win enough. That's what happens. So if I had to say there was an America's team right now, I'd probably say Alabama. I wouldn't say Georgia. I know Georgia's been winning lately, but actually I think that Alabama is more likely America's team. Christian Guerrero, trade Dobbs and Flowers for Dak and Mitchell. Don't love it. I like it. Don't love it. Drew Hazard, Ravens, Dolphins, Chiefs defense. I'd probably take the Dolphins defense. I'd take the Dolphins defense. And by the way, you're shocked I like Flowers tonight. I don't know why. Bengals are a bad defense, guys. Bengals are a bad defense. Look, Flowers may not get enough receptions to hit his over on receiving props, or receptions props rather. But I do like Flowers tonight. But Jones, by the way, Harbaugh and Michigan have agreed to the suspension, so he will sit out the Ohio State game. Pretty big. Do you think Oregon has a shot at the college football playoff? Not really. Like, they do, obviously, but the loss to Washington I thought was devastating. I thought they had a legitimate chance to not just obviously win that game, but to cement their status in the college football playoff with a win and winning out the Pac-12 conference. I don't think they're going to get in. I think it would take a Herculean performance by Bo Nix, but I don't think so. They'd have to overcome Washington. I don't think it's going to happen. But Jones, does Bosa get a sack on Mayfield? We'll talk about that a little bit later in the week with Jones. Love that you're already looking towards the sack plays. Squilla, someone is trying to trade me, Aaron Jones and Cooper for Deebo Samuel. What do y'all think? I'd rather have Deebo Samuel. I know Jones and Cooper probably combined have more value, but with the loss of Deshaun Watson at quarterback, I don't want Amari Cooper anymore. I'd rather have Deebo Samuel. He's looking up. Drew Hazard, do you think Michigan punishment is tough enough? I actually think it is, because I think this is a ridiculous, controversy. I don't care about it. It could have been prevented if they just allowed, everyone's been talking about this, if you could just have the microphones in the, or the speaker in the helmet, wouldn't be a problem. I understand it's a competitive advantage for teams that make more money than other programs. At this point, if you're a Division I college football program, you're bringing in millions of dollars. You should be able to upgrade your helmets to that kind of technology. I really think it's bullshit. I also thought Spygate was bullshit. I think there are a lot of scandals that come out, and it turns out that a half the league was doing it. This is the team that got caught. Do I really think it's that big a deal? No. I'm a big believer on you have to win. Famously, you can know a pitch is coming. The Houston Astros, look, the Astros are cheaters. They absolutely cheated to win that World Series a couple years ago. But that said, do I think you still have to hit a 95-mile-per-hour fastball 350 feet? Yeah, that's still a hard test, even if I tell you a fastball is coming. Is it easier? Yes. Is it still hard? Yes. So I still think Michigan deserves to be the number one team in the country. I still think they're the best team in the country. I think this suspension is probably appropriate, in which they still have him throughout the week. So it's not like they're losing him entirely. That would be devastating. But that you don't have him on game day, that is a punishment. I think it's fair. I think it fits the crime, which is a slap on the hand punishment for a slap on the hand crime. If you guys want any more rants, you got about 5 minutes to ask for them before we let this TikTok audience on. Gamer Legend, I'd go Rice just barely over Sutton. Very close between the two, but I'll go Rice just barely over Sutton, Gamer Legend. Very close, though. Thoughts on Pollard rest of season? He has a really favorable schedule rest of season, so I do like Pollard down the home stretch. Majomes, Houston Astros. By the way, and when they won the World Series after, give them all the credit in the world. Same thing for the New England Patriots in 2007. You get caught in week 1, you then go undefeated until the Super Bowl. Clearly you were a good team. Like, clearly you were talented. Clearly you belong in the upper echelon of the league. Doesn't mean you weren't cheating before, but the Astros earned my respect over the last 2 years. They certainly had lost it over the previous 7. Daniel Pipko, acquire Ramondre or Brian Robinson in a dynasty. I'd probably go with Brian Robinson. Currently 9-1, only one good running back and want to make a push for the chip. Ramondre seems to have a good schedule rest of season. What do you think? He might have a good schedule, but the Patriots are a barn on fire. The Patriots are a mess right now. The reason I like Brian Robinson more, one, he's a top 5 running back in fantasy because he gets in the end zone so frequently. But second, Ramondre Stevenson is splitting more touches with Zeke now. Zeke's getting more opportunities. Don't like that. They haven't used Ramondre in the passing game nearly as much as I would have liked this year. That's a negative. And third, the fact that we don't know what the future is at quarterback for the Patriots this season, bad look for Ramondre, just mean that defenses are going to load the box, take away the run, and say either Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi, or anybody else you put under center, we dare you to beat us through the air. Probably won't happen. Why I don't like Ramondre Stevenson. Thoughts on Clemson this year? What's wrong? Loving the rants. Drew Hazard, appreciate it. Hope you guys do love the rants that we put out there. So what are my thoughts on Clemson? I actually agree with Dabo. I think Clemson fans got spoiled. I see this in my own... I have friends. I grew up in New England, so I have a lot of friends that are from New England. New England fans got spoiled. The Boston fans were cursed for decades, and then they were so humble, so grateful to win in 2001, and so grateful to win in 2004, and they were just grateful to win. 20 years later, they're spoiled. Same goes for Clemson. Clemson went decades as a joke. Clemson went decades of getting its face mask kicked in by other teams in the ACC or the SEC or elsewhere in the country. Finally, they are, if not a dynasty, a powerhouse in college football over the past decade. And yeah, recruiting hasn't been as good over the last few years. No surprise why. It's hard to recruit against the SEC. It's hard to recruit against the Big Ten, especially when you're the ACC and you literally can't tout the kind of matchups or opportunities or even the kind of NFL future that maybe the Big Ten or the SEC could. So I think Dabo's done a brilliant job, actually. You knew there would be some regression. He didn't have Trevor Lawrence. He didn't have Deshaun Watson. There wasn't another NFL first-round pick walking through the door. Do I think Clemson needs to give a little bit more love to Dabo? Hell yeah, because the moment that job opens up in Alabama, the moment Nick Saban retires, Dabo Swinney will get offered that job. And if you are Clemson, you will want to keep Dabo. There are not that many good head coaches in the country. Dabo Swinney's one of them. Is he in a down period? Yes. If this is your down period, Clemson, this must be a really good life you're living because you're still a good football team. You're not living in dog shit world. You're still a good football team. Tell me when you're really bad, and then tell me if you actually miss Dabo Swinney then. JP, that Red Wings Senators game, love it's going to OT. We took the over 5.5 on that, so I just love the fact that cashed so early. Majomes, okay, great question. So the Bengals are tied for the #1 turnover ratio this year. Joe Burrow has consistently thrown interceptions against the Ravens. I could see both quarterbacks turning the ball over. I think I like Burrow's interception prop more, but I could see both guys turning the ball over. For me, I don't know if Lamar throws a pick or if he fumbles the ball, but both seem possible. Vince Ochoa, hope you're having a great day, Vince. Great to see you. I'd start Sam Howell. Josh Allen does not play well against the New York Jets. We saw it last year. We saw it this year. Their defense does a good job of taking away the options he likes. They take away Stephon Diggs pretty well. I know he had a good week 1, but they do a pretty good job on him. They force Josh Allen to make gunslinger-like throws. Instead of taking the dump down, he throws it into coverage. I personally like the Jets defense in that one, and I love Sam Howell this week against the New York Giants. But Jones, which Ravens running back is #1? In terms of carries, I think it's Gus Edwards. In terms of who actually is going to get the most rushing yards tonight, I'm going to go to Keaton Mitchell. I'll go Keaton Mitchell. Vince Ochoa, love it, man. Jorge, Jets defense, Lions defense. I'm going to go with the Lions just barely. It is a bit tricky, but the Lions are facing a Bears team that just lacks overall talent. As long as they take away DJ Moore, the Lions are really good at stopping the run, so it's going to force Justin Fields, if he is starting, to throw the ball a lot. I think there are going to be some turnover opportunities, some sack opportunities. Jorge, I'll take the Lions defense just barely over the Jets. Guys, it is time. We are letting the TikTok audience on. It is officially 5:01, so it is time to start our regular daily show for everybody across YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick. Welcome in, everybody, to the Butt Fumble Sports Daily Show. We just spent an hour answering fantasy questions and sports betting questions, and now is time for our daily show. We are going to give out picks every 2,000 likes. Every 2,000 likes on TikTok, we will be giving out picks. So make sure you guys are hitting that follow button. Make sure you're subscribing and tap that screen, everybody. If you're watching over on TikTok, tap that screen. We will be giving out picks throughout the show. Every 2,000 likes, we'll be giving out a pick. Every time we hit our live goal, we'll give out a pick. So a lot of picks coming your way. As always, continue to fire away with those questions. Majomes, don't worry. I'm still going to be checking your questions out. Don't worry. Elevated, expediting. I'd go with Kirk and I'd go with Addison. Kirk and Addison, I think. Drew Hazard, Prescott over Josh Allen. Yes, I would. Keyshawn Pettifree. Start 2. I'd start White and Achan just barely over Mitchell. Should I trade K9 for Adams? Diego Gonzalez. Yes, I would. Brett Diamond, should I trade Flowers for Fields in London? I have Goff. No, I don't like that trade at all, Brett. Jay Hansen, do I trade Mitchell? Do I put Mitchell in the flex over Sutton? No, I don't think I'd do that. I think I'd put in Sutton. It's close, though. Diego, I feel that way. Bros Before Hoes. Hope you're having a great day, Bros Before Hoes. Welcome to the show. Great to have you with us. Harry, start Waddle, Devontae, or Tank. I'd go Waddle and Tank. Waddle and Tank. La Cosa Nostra just traded McCaffrey for Etienne and A.J. Brown. I'm okay with it, La Cosa Nostra. I'm okay with it. Jack Berkowitz. I'd go Swift. Jack Berkowitz. I think I'd go Swift just barely. Start 1, Kirk, Dell, Singletary, or DK. I'm going to go Christian Kirk. I'll go Christian Kirk out of that group. LLLKLOL. Again, at 2,000 likes, we're going to give out game picks. Every time we hit our live goal, we'll give out a player prop. So plenty of ways for you guys to get some of our favorite bets of the day. Vince Ochoa, I'd go Hurts. Vince Ochoa, I'd go Hurts. Bros Before Hoes, don't worry. I loved it, man. I loved it. Connor Donaldson, I'd do the trade. Yes, I would. What running back would you rank? What running back rank would you give Achan at? Louis Cleary, I don't understand the question. Like, how would I rank him this week? I don't know. I don't know. Tough question, Louis Cleary, because I don't know what I'm getting. It's a tough one. Like, I don't do that, by the way. Some guys put out, like, running back rankings. I look at projections. I certainly probably could, but I don't do things that way. So what rank would I give him? I give him a start. That's what I give him. Mike, Mostert or Mixon? Mike, I'd go Mostert. Pedro, I'd go Nico Collins just barely over Flowers. Tommy, I'd go White over McBride just barely. Luke, Amon-Ra St. Brown for Kelsey, White, and Drake London. Yes, I would. If I'm getting Kelsey, White, and London, yes, I would do the deal. Dilly the Kid, I'd go Pollard. Dilly the Kid, I'd go Pollard. Shane Usher, what you think of Gus Edwards tonight? Not crazy about him. Like him, don't love him. I like Mitchell more. Dylan A, I'd go Mostert. Dylan A, I'd go Mostert. Brady G15, I'd go Flowers. Brady G15, I'm going to go Flowers. Eric Murdoch, McBride or Hollywood Brown? I'll go Hollywood Brown, maybe just barely. Just traded Murray for Laporta. I like the trade. I do like that trade. Lane Johnson, I'd go Mitchell. Don't like Pacheco this week, guys. Pacheco is a running back that I'm absolutely fading against that Eagles run defense. I prefer Mitchell a whole lot more to Pacheco this week. Leach and Blitz, Burrow or Fields? I'm going to lean just slightly towards Joe Burrow, just barely. Sutton or Rice? Tricky one. I'm going to lean towards Rice, believe it or not. It's close, but I'll lean Rice. Ryan, I traded Eckler. Let me take one quick second on that. Yeah, I stand by what I said. Cody Winters. Yeah. Cody Winters, I'd go Goff. Cody Winters, I'd go Goff. Torchlake Kid, I'd go Singletary and Mixon, I think. Singletary and Mixon, but it's close. Xander Simmons, would you trade St. Brown, Gibbs, and Achane for Lamb, Etienne, and Bijan or Laporta? No. I don't think so, actually. I don't actually like the trade that much. I think you're making a lot of moves to not necessarily get any better. Colin Hamilton, I have Achane, Walker, and Jones. Which two? Achane and Jones. Colin Hamilton, I'd go Achane and Jones. Luis Garcia is asking Dell, Adams, Moore, McLaurin, or Cup. I'd go McLaurin and Moore. Luis Garcia, Moore, and McLaurin. Moore and McLaurin. Vince Ochoa, I'd go Flowers over Pacheco. Flowers over Pacheco. Sarah, I'd go Swift over Mixon, just barely. Swift over Mixon, barely. Burrow or Tua, I'd go Tua. Boyd, Nico Collins, Rice, Achane, Henry, start 3. Okay. I'd go Nico Collins, Rice, and Achane. Nico Collins, Rice, and Achane. Hector, I'd go Godwin. Hector, I'd go Godwin. Again, when we hit 2,000 likes, we're going to give out game picks. Every time we hit our live goal, we'll give out a player prop. Harley, I'd go with Dak. Harley, I'd go Dak just barely. No, Harley, I'll take that back. I'll go Lamar. I think Dak probably gets too much benefit from the running game, so I'll go Lamar over Dak just barely. Jacob Berkowitz, I'd go Hollywood Brown. Jacob Berkowitz, I'd go Hollywood Brown. Owen W, I'll go Owen W. I'm going to lean just slightly on this one towards Boyd. No, I'm going to go towards Ford. Owen, I'll go towards Ford just barely. Don't like either one, though, really. Texas Tejano, as in their tricky ones. Pick 2, Texas Tejano. I'd go Gibbs and Wilson. Texas Tejano, I'd go Gibbs and Wilson. Bucky MC, I'd go Collins and Hill. Bucky MC, I'd go Collins and Hill. Colin Hamilton, I'd go Sutton at the flex. Sutton at the flex. John, pick 2, I'd go Robinson Jr. and Mitchell. John, Robinson Jr. and Mitchell. Legion Blitz, I'd rather have A.J. Brown. I like the trade. Yep, A.J. Brown, I like that trade. D-Clan Holmstrom, should I trade Pollard and Adams for Bijan and DJ Moore? No. D-Clan Holmstrom, no. I wouldn't do it. William Fenton, rate the starting lineup. Hurts, Jacobs, Chase, Dell, Laporta, Lions defense, Elliott. Love the team. Love the team. Love the team. You might want to consider Goff over Hurts this week, and you might want to consider McLaurin over Dell. I might put in Goff for Hurts, McLaurin for Dell, and I might even think about Aaron Jones over either Jacobs or Gibbs. But overall, really love the team. That's a winner right there. Cooper for Higgins. Majomes, don't love it. Higgins is out, and I don't like the fact he's missed a couple weeks now. John Tosh. I'd probably still go with Pacheco between Tyler Chandler and Pacheco, but it's very close. I'll go Ty Chandler. John Tosh, I will go Ty Chandler just barely. We saw the Broncos' run defense was this week, so John Tosh, I will go Ty Chandler, but it is close. C.J. Young, start 2, at least 1 running back, but can choose more. Okay. I'd start Pollard, Mostert, and Singletary. Pollard, Mostert, and Singletary. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports. That way you never miss our show. We are live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and every weekend at 10 a.m. Eastern. So if you haven't done so already, no matter the platform, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, make sure you're a part of this Butt Fumble Sports family that comes together every single day. We have a pick to give out. We are going to give out our first pick of the day for hitting 2,000 likes. Every time we hit 2,000 likes, we are going to give out a pick. I'm going to give out 2 picks right now. We're going to hit 4,000 likes in a minute, so I'm going to go back to back here. I'm going to give out 2 picks right now. I'll just assume we get up to 4,000 likes really fast. I'm going to give out 2 picks for tonight's game. This is the bet I'm making on tonight's game. You guys ready? Here we go. I'm taking the Ravens on the money line. I am taking the Bengals. I took the Bengals at plus 4.5. I also took the Bengals at plus 7.5. That way, some of my parlays have plus 7.5. My individual bets have plus 4.5. By the way, thanks for getting us up to 4,000 likes. I'm actually going to give you a special play tonight. This is the first time I'm doing this, but I'm going to give you guys a special one. Putting some asterisks next to it so you guys know what's up. I am also putting in a hedge play. This is a hedge play. I've never done this before, but I'm doing it now. I did it earlier today. This is the hedge play of the day. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I don't feel great about this Thursday night game. I love it. Let me rephrase that. I am freaking pumped. We have a great football game ahead of us. I am so mofo excited. However, this is a tough game to call. And I wanted to put in some protection for myself if some of my predictions were wrong. So I took Ravens on the money line, and I took Bengals to cover plus 4.5. But I also did put in a hedge play. I saw this earlier today, and you'll understand why immediately. I took Ravens on the money line in the first half. Ravens, first half money line. I then, same bet. It's the same bet. You can find it on DraftKings, FanDuel. You can find the same bet. Ravens, first half money line. Bengals, full-time money line. So, this is a hedge play. If my prediction of a Ravens win doesn't cash, this is the bet I'm going with. My belief is that the Ravens come out and win the first half. I think the Ravens will outscore the Bengals. The Ravens will win the first half. But if the Ravens don't win the game, I think it's because the Bengals ultimately obviously win. Ravens win the first half, Bengals win the game, and I got this at plus 800. I got this bet at plus 800 on DraftKings. So I put down 1 unit, and that way if my Ravens money line doesn't cash, I have this hedge play as a backup at plus 800. I really like it. Now, some of you guys may be looking your nose down at me and go, Butt Fumble Sports hedges? Hell yeah, I hedge. Because sometimes a risk isn't worth holding on to. I want to minimize my risk. So, Ravens money line, Bengals plus 4.5. That's the bet I'm going with. But if things don't go the way I want, this hedge play could be a really safe one. That's one of the reasons I didn't put it out there. You don't have to tail it. I'm just sharing it with you guys so you know. We just hit 6,000 likes, so I'm going to give out another pick for you guys. Going to give out an NBA pick for you guys. NBA pick. I'm taking Thunder on the money line, guys. Thunder on the money line. That is the next pick I'm giving out. Thunder on the money line. When we hit 8,000 likes, we will give out another game pick. And when we hit our live goal, we will give out a player prop bet. 8,000 likes is our next benchmark. Let's get back to work with your fantasy questions. Hand it to you. Evening, sir. Can I trust Pollard and Hall? Only sub them out for Jones, Pacheco. Man. I wish you could get Jones in your lineup, but I do like Pollard and Hall probably the most out of that group. Maybe just barely over Aaron Jones. It is close. By the way, Saul is asking for the Outlier app. If you guys want a free 7-day trial for the Outlier app, let me know right now. I'll share a link and a referral code for you guys. Saul, I'm going to share that link and referral code for you for the Outlier app. That way you can do all your sports betting research and cash a lot of tickets on your own, buddy. TB, should I trade Walker and Ayuk for Kyron and Waddle? I don't love it, TB. I wouldn't do it, actually. CJ Young. CJ Young. Start 2. I'd start Pollard and Mostert. Nuv DK. Yes, I'm okay with the trade, Nuv DK. This is a big one. Need one. Tua or Lamar. Jack, I'll go Tua. Just barely. Parker Bledsoe. Start 2. Parker Bledsoe. I'd start Diggs and I'd start Hollywood Brown. Diggs and Hollywood Brown. D's Suts. Should I trade Barkley and Pittman for Jonathan Taylor? Think you're giving up a little bit too much, but it's close. I like the idea, giving up too much value, though. Collins or Thielen? You got to go Collins. Collins over Thielen. Don't like Thielen this week. Bad matchup. Diggs or St. Brown rest of season? I'd go St. Brown. Rest of season. John, 316 cards. Is Mitchell worth a start over Jones? It's close. I really like Mitchell this week, so I don't hate it, but Jones might be the better play. It's close. Coin flip. David Rodriguez. Who should I start? Pick 2. I'd start Mitchell and Dell. Mitchell and Dell would be the 2. Spencer Niles, great to see you. I'm going to go Rashad White just barely. Spencer Niles, Rashad White just barely over Williams. Mason Ibrahim. Should I trade Diggs for Bijan and Mike Evans? I'm okay with it. Clay, Jackson, or Howell. I'm going Sam Howell, believe it or not. I'll lean just barely, I think, towards Sam Howell. Tyler, I was offered Jackson, Ayuk, and Charbonnet for Burrow and St. Brown. Thoughts? I'd probably pull the trigger on it. I probably would do it. Sonny, Goat, what's good? Trade away Achan, Kincaid, Olave for Diggs and Ridley. No, don't like the trade. Nope. Sonny, I don't like the deal. Matt Garofalo, Henry or Mixon. Matt, I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards Henry. Very, very close, though. I click Diggs for DK and Breece Hall. Yes, that's a fair trade. Matthew Pupko, trade DK, Hollywood Brown, Myers, Mixon for Jacobs and Devontae. I think you're giving up probably a little too much, Matthew, but it's close. Darren 123, I'd go Jones and Achan. Darren 123, I'd go Jones and Achan. Does Stroud have his biggest game this week against Arizona? No, he has a good game, not his biggest. He's already had some massive games. Tua or Dobbs? I'd go Tua. Nuve DK, guys, you gotta start Patrick Mahomes this week. Patrick Mahomes is a must start this week. Patrick Mahomes is a must start. Make sure he's in your lineup. CT, I'd go Jets defense. CT, I'd go Jets defense. Aaron, I'd go Laporta. Aaron, I'd go Laporta. Kincaid has a tougher matchup. Luna, hey, what's up? Boyd or McLaurin with Higgins out? Luna, I'd go McLaurin. Luna, I'd go McLaurin. Guys, we just hit 8,000 likes, so I have another pick to drop for you guys. Another game pick that I'm going to drop. Next one that we're going to give out is going to be an NHL pick. Giving out an NHL pick for you guys. We've already cashed on Red Wings Senators on the over. Love to see that. We are going to give out Kings on the money line. Los Angeles Kings on the money line is a hockey pick we're giving out. We give out a pick every time we hit 2,000 likes. So when we hit 10,000 likes, we will give out another pick. In fact, at 10,000 likes, I will give out my SHARPZ play of the day. That is my favorite bet of the day, regardless of the sport, regardless of the type of bet. My favorite bet of the day will be given out at 10,000 likes. At 10,000 likes, going to drop that pick on you guys. So make sure you're tapping that screen. Ethan, I'd rather have Lamb. Ethan, I'd rather have Lamb. Would you do Lions or Dolphins defense this week? Very, very close. Lethal Jake, I'll go with the Lions, though. I'll go Lions. Mason, I'd go McLaurin. Mason, I'd go McLaurin. Michael, I'd go Hall. Michael, I'll go Hall. Tylen, Pollard, Lockett, and Kirk for Henry, Adams, and Ridley. It's an okay trade, Tylen. I'm okay with it. I don't love it. It's okay, though. Anton, thanks so much for the paper crane, Anton. Really appreciate you. Thanks so much, buddy. Hope you're having a great night, Anton. ML156, which side wins? Gibbs and Debo for Hall and Olave. Gibbs and Debo. Gibbs and Debo is the side I'd rather have. Bob Jeff Supreme, pick 2. I'd go Mitchell and I'll go Chandler. Mitchell and Chandler would be the 2. Okay, guys, I promised you guys my SHARPZ play of the day at 10,000 likes. We got there pretty freaking quick. Here is my favorite bet of the day. You guys ready? You set? Let's do it. My favorite bet of the day, I gave this one out a little bit earlier, so maybe some of you aren't surprised. I'm taking the Nets plus 5.5. I'm taking the Brooklyn Nets to cover tonight. Love the Brooklyn Nets covering plus 5.5 down in Miami. No Tyler Hero tonight. Feel like it's going to be a very close game. I could see the Nets actually winning, but I'm not going to take that bet. Just a little bit too risky for me. Maybe I don't have the stones for it. But that said, Nets plus 5.5, I really like. Feel like it's going to be a 2-3 point game. Nets plus 5.5. Low scoring, tight, well defended game. I'm going with the Nets plus 5.5 on that one. That is my SHARPZ play of the day. If you want every bet that I make every day, DM me on Instagram. Butt Sports on Instagram, the name of my company. DM us, Butt Sports on Instagram, and we will hook you up with a referral code and link for every bet that we make every day that you can see on the SHARPZ app. Every bet that I make every day is connected to the SHARPZ app. My sports book is connected to the app. So every bet that I make on my own, parlay, individual bet, player prop bet, NHL, NBA, NFL, college basketball, college football, they are all on the app. They are all for free. They're never behind a paywall. So if you want every bet that I make, DM me right now, Butt Sports on Instagram, and you can get every pick that I make. Texas Tejano, do you think, do you reckon, you can tell someone's from Texas when they go, do you reckon Do you reckon Jefferson's going to play this week? I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I don't feel great about it. My man, Butt Fumble. What's up, John Tosh? Should I trade Olave for Wilson? I like it. I don't love it. Nuve DK, I'd go Mitchell. Nuve DK, I'll go Mitchell. Sweaty like Coop, I'd go Howell. Sweaty like Coop, I'm going to go Howell. Start Singletary if Pierce is out? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. But I like Rachaad White more. So I'd start both. Sit Allen for Stroud? Yes. CT? Yes, I would. Andre TMC, I'd go Mitchell. Andre TMC, I'd go Mitchell. JP Walsh, I'd go Burrow. JP Walsh, I'll go Burrow. Drew, 73-82. Caitlin Clark over points? Yes, I do like it. Jay, would you trade Christian McCaffrey for Achane and Evans? No. Jay, I wouldn't do it. Jay, I wouldn't do the deal. Luke Fontaine, I'd go Burrow. I'd go Burrow. Hoyt Stewart, I'd go Smith. Hoyt Stewart, I'd go Devontae Smith. Quinn Burning, Smith or Dell? I'm going to lean just slightly towards Smith on that one, Quinn. Shane Aguilar, Fields or Tua? Shane, I'd go Tua. Shane, I'll go Tua. Appreciate you guys getting me up to 12,000 likes. We have more picks to give out. Appreciate you guys so much. We are going to give out another pick. But before we do, shout out to Jay Martin. Justin Martin or Jay Martin, thanks so much for DMing me on Instagram. You're going to get this link and referral code so you can see every bet that I make every day. Jay Martin, thanks for DMing me on Instagram. You now have every bet that I make. You don't have to wait around for the whole show. There you go. Every bet that I make every day. We're going to give out another pick for you guys. Another pick. Let's go back to the NHL tonight. NHL game pick for you guys because we hit 12,000 likes. We also just hit our live goal, so a player prop bet will be coming your way as well. I'm taking the Blues on the money line. St. Louis Blues on the money line is the next game pick that I'm giving out. We also have a player prop bet that I have to drop on you guys. Player prop bet for tonight, we are taking Mikal Bridges over 3.5 assists. Mikal Bridges over 3.5 assists. Been a very popular play across the sports betting community today, so make sure that you guys check that one out. That's Mikal Bridges over 3.5 assists. The OG big fella. We're going to talk about Al Horford. Dude had an amazing game last night. Al Horford showed you why that trade for Porzingis and giving away Robert Williams was okay. Because when Al Horford plays that well in place of Porzingis and the Celtics still win on the road against the 76ers, great look for the Celtics. Great look for Brad Stevens. Well done. Daniel Taylor, you're watching over on TikTok and you want every bet that I make. Daniel Taylor, you just got the link in the referral code. Daniel Taylor, thanks so much for watching on TikTok. Really appreciate your support. Welcome to the Butt Fumble Sports family. You can now check out every bet that I make on the SHARPZ app. All you got to do is hit the link, put in the referral code, and you can find every bet that I make. Ethan, I'd go Stroud. Ethan, I'd go Stroud. Helios, I'd go Tua. Helios, I'd go Tua. D-Clan just got offered 2 trades. Wow, okay, not going to focus on that then. Let's keep it tight, guys. A lot of questions coming in. Let's keep it to one question. Let's keep it to one. Ice Boeing, start 1. I'd go Hopkins. Ice Boeing, I'd go Hopkins. TB, start 3. I'd start Rice, Moore, and Ayuk. TB, I'd start Rice, Moore, and Ayuk. Thanks so much for the question. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Michael, I'd go Mitchell. Michael, I like Mitchell a whole lot more than Pacheco. Pacheco is a bad play this week, Michael. I prefer Mitchell. Thanks so much for the gift. T. Wayne, pick 2. I'd go Rice and Singletary. T. Wayne 010. I'd go Rice and Singletary. Asian Blubs, I'd go Commanders defense. Asian Blubs, I'd go Commanders. Super CBNB Challengers. If you wanted to start Chandler, I'd be okay with it. Ty Chandler, I'd be okay with it. Lorenzo Gonzalez, trade away Gibbs for Diggs. Yes, Lorenzo Gonzalez, I'm cool with it. Start Mitchell tonight? Yep, I would start Mitchell tonight. I know he's only projected to get a few points, but that Bengals run defense is not a good one. Henry or Singletary? I'd go Singletary. Miller time, I'd go Singletary. Dominic, I'm going to lean just slightly towards Andrews. Love both of them, but the Bengals are so bad against tight ends. I got to go Mark Andrews. It's just too favorable a matchup. I wish you could start both, Dominic, if I'm being honest. D-Clan, trade Pollard and Keaton Mitchell for Bijan. No, D-Clan Holmstrom, not a good trade. Not a good trade. Lethal Jake, love Mark Andrews tonight. We're going to be giving out some player prop bets with him on him. In fact, When we hit our next live goal, we'll give out a player prop bet for Mark Andrews. Bob Jeff Supreme, pick one. I'd go Sutton. Bob Jeff Supreme, I'd pick Sutton. Is White a sell or a hold? He's a hold. Diego, don't give up on Rashad White. He's crushing it these weeks. Luca, I'd go Goff. Luca, I'd go Goff and Niners. Goff and Niners. Puka or Nico. Brandon, I'd go Nico. Brandon, I'd go Nico. Dominic, I'd try to start both, but Andrews would be number one. Cam Thompson, I'd go Sutton and Warren. I'm okay with it. I don't love it, but I'm okay with it. Should I stack Kittle and McBride? Yeah, I think it's probably a decent play this week, especially if you have bye week issues. Daniel Berg, should I trade Cook for Terry? Yes, I would. Daniel Berg, yes, I would. Bob Jeff Supreme, I'd go Hawkinson. Bob Jeff Supreme, Hawkinson over Kincaid. Los Reyes, Burrow or Stroud? Los Reyes, I'd go Stroud. Los Reyes, I'd go Stroud. Al Horford over LeBron James and MJ. I'm sure a family member might agree, but as much as I love Al Horford, no. Asian Blubs, I'd go Mitchell. Asian Blubs, I'd go Mitchell. Yes or no, I get Hunt. I give up DK, Ayuk, and Jonathan Taylor. Hell no, it's a terrible trade. You're giving up way too much. I don't understand it, to be honest. Should I trade Gabe Davis over either Cooper, Ayuk, or Mitchell? I'd probably trade him number one, yes. Mitchell over Jones. I might lean towards Jones just barely, very close. Pick two, I'd go Mostert and Jones. Luca, I'd go Mostert and Jones. Jay Sinkhorn, I'd go Rice. Jay Sinkhorn, I'd go Rice. The Winnie, I'd go Lamar. The Winnie, I'd go Lamar. Start Mitchell or Amari Cooper? I'd start Keaton Mitchell. Start Keaton Mitchell tonight. Yes, I would. Would you trade Tyreek for Eckler and Dak? No, I wouldn't. Uncle Noaz, trade Jones and Ferguson for Smith and Gibbs. Yes. Gibbs or Kamara. I think I'd prefer Kamara, actually. Adam Katzman, running back. We're not going to do open-ended questions, Adam. Not going to do open-ended questions. Do some research. Come back with the trade. We'll let you know if it's a good move or not. But open-ended questions aren't going to get the time. Tanner, I'd go Rice over Evans. Rice over Evans. Thanks for the question. Matt, trade Ayuk or Olave for Gibbs. It'd be Olave. If I did make one of them, I'd trade Olave. I think Gibbs has a lot of upside. I think Ayuk has a lot of upside, especially with Deebo Samuel back. We have hit 18,000 likes, guys, so we are going to give out another game pick. Another game pick coming your way, guys. Next one, another hockey pick. I'm going to take, on this one, the Flames on the money line. Calgary Flames on the money line. Another NHL pick for you guys. From now on, we will be giving out player prop bets. So every 2,000 likes, we'll give out a player prop bet. Every time we hit our live goal, we'll give out a player prop bet. So player prop bets are now coming at you guys. If you guys don't want to wait and you want all of my picks right now, DM me on Instagram. Just like Daniel Taylor did. Just like Jay Martin did. If you guys want my picks, we'll give them out right now. Just DM me on Instagram. Victor, McCaffrey and Adams for Evans, Lockett, Henry. Victor, terrible move. Wouldn't do it, Victor. Chase, do I trade Kamara and for Devontae and Pollard? Chase, I would be okay with it. Chase, I do like it just barely. Brian, pick two. Brian, I'd pick Achan, and right now I'd pick Gibbs. Really close, but Achan and I think Gibbs. Very close, though. Don't love the option at the second running back. Joe Temp, 88. Pick one to sit. I love when you guys throw me for a loop and you're like, sit one. Okay, counterintuitive. I'd probably sit Cooper Kupp or Evans. I'll say sit Cooper Kupp. Believe it or not. Ben Wilson, please start three. Ben Wilson, I'd start Robinson Jr., I'd start Gus Edwards, and I'd start Boyd. I think I'm going to sit Mixon. Mostert or Rice, tough one. I'll start Rice just barely, I think. Very close. Achan coming back does impact it. Z Savage, pick three. I'd go Ayuk, Dell, and Collins. Ayuk, Dell, and Collins. You might not like doubling up on the Texans, though. Carter, I'd start Mitchell. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Start Lamar or Goff. I'd start Goff. Goff over Lamar. Luca, I'd start Rice. Christian Vasquez, I'd start Mitchell. Tanner Whitey, some good defenses this week. Open-ended question. Well, answer it really quick. I do love the Cowboys. I like the Lions. I still like the Steelers and the Browns defenses this week. Those are a few that come to mind. Mixon or Puka for the flex. Very close. I don't know Puka's status just yet. I might lean, if it's PPR, I lean towards Puka. PPR, I lean Puka. Seth, trade Henry and Flowers for Kupp? No, I wouldn't. Christian Guerrero, I'd sit Thielen. Christian Guerrero, I'd sit Thielen. IP Shade 45, thanks so much. We have hit 20,000 likes, so I'm going to give out another pick for you guys. Another pick coming your way. Let's drop another pick on the heads of all of those watching. Here's the next one that we're going to take. This is going to be a player prop bet. It is going to be from Thursday Night Football, guys. I am taking player prop bet for tonight's action. In fact, we're going to give out two. We just hit our live goal, so we're going to give out two player prop bets right now. Two player prop bets right now. Thank you guys for hitting that live goal. Two player prop bets coming your way. First one, promised it, Mark Andrews over 56.5 receiving yards. That's what I got it at. I would also take this at over 49.5 if you could get it for some of those parlays, those same game parlays. Really like both of those. Mark Andrews over his receiving yards total. Mark Andrews over his receiving yards total. Really like that one. Next one that I'm going to go with, I'll also take Odell Beckham Jr. over 26.5 receiving yards. Okay. You guys are probably like, why are you taking Odell Beckham Jr.? Don't you love Zay Flowers? Don't you love Mark Andrews? Yes, but did you know that in every home game that he's played this year, Odell Beckham Jr. has gone over his receiving yards total? He's gone over this number. Every home game this year, Odell Beckham Jr. has hit this over. So, the trend's favorite. I'm going to ride with it. Bengals are in a good pass defense. Odell Beckham Jr. over 26.5 receiving yards. You can put it on the board. Yes, sir. That's another one that we like. Texas Tejano. I'd go Swift. Texas Tejano, I'd go Swift. Leo, I'd go Breece Hall. Taylor isn't playing this week. Taylor is on a bye. Micah Cunningham. I'd rather have Etienne, I think. Trevor Zemba, I'd go Dolphins defense. Andre TMC, I'll go with Flowers. Andre TMC, I'll go Flowers. Mike Anzi, I'd go Flowers, maybe just barely. Burrow, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Drew, it's not one that I'm going to take. Not going to bet that one. Just not attractive enough to me to take it. Stumpy Rules, start 3. Kupp, Wilson, Evans, and Debo. I'd start Wilson, Debo, and maybe Kupp. I don't know about Kupp. Between Kupp and Evans, it's close. I'll go Debo and Wilson, though, for sure. Brian, pick 2, please. I'd pick Ayuk and Collins. Brian, I'd pick Ayuk and Collins. Thanks for the question. Forever Family, I'd go Tua. Forever Family, I'd go Tua. Nuve DK, I'd go Keaton Mitchell. Guys, Pacheco, not a good play. So if you're picking between Keaton Mitchell and Pacheco, I'd go Keaton Mitchell. Mitchell or Williams. Christian, I might go Mitchell on that one as well. Uncle Noaz, Kamara or Gibbs rest of season. I'll lean just slightly towards Gibbs. Guys, thanks so much for helping us hit our live goal. We have another player prop bet to give out. Let's give out another player prop bet for you guys. Thanks so much for helping me hit my live goal. You guys are the absolute best. I hope you guys know it. I am so grateful for the support that you guys show Butt Fumble Sports every day. And that's why we give out picks throughout the show. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. If you are, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, no matter the platform. Make sure you're with us every day, so make sure you follow us and subscribe. We are going to give out another player prop bet for you guys. I'm going to go to the NBA player prop bet for you. I am going to take Bam Adebayo over half a steal. Bam Adebayo over half a steal tonight in that Heat Nets game. That's Bam Adebayo over half a steal. If you wanted to take over 1.5 blocks plus steals, I would encourage that one as well. But Bam Adebayo over half a steal is one that I like. Rice or Johnson or Addison. Tyler, I'd go Rice. Tyler, I'd go Rice. IP Shade 45, thanks so much for the lemonade. That was a nice, refreshing drink. Chris, I'd go Achane. Chris, I'd go Achane. Hot Sauce Poppy, I'd go Tua. Hot Sauce Poppy, I'd go Tua. Chris, I'd go Achane. Ricardo Martinez, I'd go Singletary, Mitchell, and Hall. Ricardo Martinez, I'd go Singletary, Mitchell, and Hall. I do like Keontae Mitchell, guys. I do like Keontae Mitchell today, guys. Do like him as a start. Grant Carl, I'd go Hopkins. Grant Carl, I'd go Hopkins. C31, I'd go Breece Hall and Chandler. Breece Hall and Chandler, sir, 31. Matthew Hardy, I'd go Flowers. Matthew Hardy, I'd go Flowers. Bob Jeff Supreme, I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, I'll lean towards Dell. Lethal Jake, I'm going to go Reed. Lethal Jake, I'll go Reed. Brock Workman, I'd go Flowers over, if you can get it at 3.5, over 3.5. I don't love it at 4.5. I love it at 3.5. Brock, if you could get it at over 3.5, I like it. That means 4 would be a cashing ticket, but if you're waiting on 5, it's tricky. Is Gabe Davis a start this week? Not crazy about it. Daniel Pipko, love it. Love Mark Andrews over 50 receiving yards. Christian Vasquez, I'd go Keaton Mitchell. Amory, I would start Acham. Jacob, I would bench Mixon. Jacob, I'd bench Mixon. Ben Fox, I'd go Puka. IDK, what to put here? Should I trade Brown for Jefferson and Swift? Ooh, interesting idea. Heat or Nets tonight? G, I took Nets plus 5.5. Nets plus 5.5 is one of my favorite bets of the night. In fact, it was my SHARPZ play of the day. That's my favorite bet that I gave out for the night. If you guys want all of my bets on SHARPZ, DM me on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. The name of my company, Butt Fumble Sports. Yes, I really did start a company with ass cheeks in the logo and butt in the name. Make sure you DM me on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. I will give you a link and a referral code so you can see every bet that I make. I don't hide them. I don't delete them. You can see every bet that I make every day, regardless of the sport or type of bet. All you have to do is DM Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. I give it away for free. Hit me up right now. DM Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram right now to see every Thursday night football bet, every NBA bet, every NHL bet, every player prop, every parlay. Make sure you DM me right now to get it all. DM me on Instagram right now. Dylan, I'd go Brian Robinson. Dylan Zickus, I'd go Brian Robinson. Perkins, I'd go Chandler, Ford, and Warren. Chandler, Ford, and Warren would be the 3. Phillip, 11-17. I'm going to lean just slightly towards Ridley. Phillip, I hope our advice is as successful as last week. I'll go Ridley just barely. Very close between him and Flowers, though. Stevert, I'd go Montgomery. Stevert, I'd go Montgomery. Redbeard, I'd go Howell. Redbeard, I'd go with Howell. Jeff Redman, appreciate you hitting me up. Jeff Redman, you're going to get every bet that I make every day. Jeff Redman, just DM me. You're going to get every one. Dominic Massey, DM me. Dominic wants every bet that I make every day. Thanks for DMing me. You just got the link in the referral code. They're all available for you. Nate, I'd go Purdy over Lamar. Guys, Brock Purdy is one of my favorite quarterbacks this week. Love Brock Purdy. Would start Purdy over Lamar. Mike, I'd go Javonte. I'd go Javonte. User 2339. I'll go Aaron Jones just barely. SD Haria. Dobbs or Burrow? I'm going to go Burrow just barely. SD Haria. Nick, Kirk or Puka for Sunday? Nick, I'd go Christian Kirk. Mikey, I'd go Stroud. Mikey, I'll go Stroud just barely. Chris B, I'd go Chandler. Chris B, I'd go Ty Chandler. Thanks, Crazy Legs. Thanks for the corn. It's corn. Oh, IP Shade. Thanks so much for the Knights helmet. You guys are crushing it. Crazy Legs, I'd go Laporta. Crazy Legs, I'd go with Laporta. Silvestri, thanks so much for hitting me up. Tweety Bird, by the way, I get the nickname. Sylvester and Tweety Bird, I love the play on your name. You just got the link in the referral code with every bet that I make every day. Every bet. Shiam, you want every pick that I make? Here you go, Shiam. Shiam Diarra, you just got it. Carlos G, you want every pick that I make? Carlos G just DM'd me on Instagram. Got the link in the referral code. Every bet goes right to you. There you go. Speaking of picks, I need to give out another pick. It's been a few minutes since I gave out a pick, and you guys have been tapping that screen like a bunch of loyal viewers, so I got to give out another pick. Okay, here we go. I mentioned it earlier. I'm taking Mikal Bridges on over 4.5 rebounds. So I'm taking him on over 3.5 assists. I'm also taking him on over 4.5 rebounds. I like both plays. I think Mikal Bridges just puts up a lot of stats. Tweety Bird, thanks so much. Appreciate you. Love that name, by the way. Love how you made that play on the name. Daniel Pipko, Gus Edwards. The rushing yards I'm not crazy about. I like Flowers and I like Jamar Chase, I think. P. Asha, should I start Davis over Cooper or Boyd? Maybe just barely, but it's close. Saquon, I'd hold on to him, Adam. If you can't get great return for him, I don't know if I'd move him. Start Burrow or Kyler Murray? I'd start Kyler Murray barely. Chris N, trade Hollywood Brown for Cooper. Nope, wouldn't do it. Dunner 13-13, I'd go Lamar. Dunner 13-13, I'd go Lamar. Spire DK offered Allen for Jalen Hurts. I'd rather have Jalen Hurts. Matthew Ferguson, if I had to start one, Matthew Ferguson, I think I'd start Achan barely over Jones. It's close between the two. Angelo, I'll start Chandler. I like Reed, but I'll go Chandler. Carter 22, I'm going to go. I know why you're worried about the touches, so if you want to go with Henderson, it's an okay play. Grant Carl, I'd rather have Kamara and Collins. Grant Carl, Kamara and Collins are the plays for me. Guys, you guys are awesome. Hit me up with my live goal again. So I have another pick to give out, another player prop bet to give out because we hit our live goal. If you guys aren't the best, I don't know who is. Justin Eubanks, thanks so much for hitting me up. Mr. Redbanks, or is it Redbeard? Sorry about that. Justin Eubanks, thanks so much for DMing me on Instagram. You just got the link in the referral code. Every bet that I make, Redbeard, you just got it. Every pick that I make is available to you because you just DM'd me on Instagram. Speaking of picks, let's give out a pick, everybody. Another player prop bet that we're going to give out. It's going to be an NFL player prop bet. You guys ready? NFL player prop bet. Thursday Night Football player prop bet. I am going to take Justin Tucker over 6.5 kicking points. I never, ever put out kicking player prop bets. I just don't do it. It's very, very rare. But Justin Tucker over 6.5 kicking points. Do I think there'll be 2 field goals and an extra point? Yes. So Justin Tucker over 6.5 kicking points. He was blocked last week. I don't think that's going to happen this week. Special teams probably had a good week of practice. I'll take Justin Tucker over 6.5 kicking points. That's another bet for you guys. Generation X, I'd rather have Hollywood Brown. Pat, I'd go with Montgomery and Swift. Pat, Montgomery and Swift, I think. Dell or DJ Moore. I'd go DJ Moore. ASP Sports Cards, I'd go DJ Moore. Keegan, Kenneth for Bijan, I like it. Brett, Chase and Swift for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Pollard rest of season. Who wins? Probably Amon-Ra and Pollard. Pollard's got a favorable schedule rest of season. That's why I say it. Jones Nation, I'll go Hollywood Brown. Jones Nation, I'll go Hollywood Brown. Jack Farrell, I'll go Flowers. Jack Farrell, I'll go Flowers. Brandon Castillo, I'd rather have Rashad White. Brandon Castillo, I'd rather have Rashad White. Mason, I think I go James Conner, Mason. Daniel Pipko, I like the overs. Daniel Pipko, I like it. Tyler Ola, I'd go Lamar. Tyler Ola, I'd go Lamar. Brady Bolin, Lamar, CD, Tyreek, Brees, Jacobs, Andrews, Gibbs, ready to make a playoff run? Yes, you are. Love the team. Brady, love the team. Appreciate all those being with us. If you haven't done so already, hit the follow button. We do this every single day. If you guys are worried and you're like, man, I like the show, but is this guy really doing this every day? Hell yeah! Butt Fumble Sports is live every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern, every weekend at 10 a.m. Eastern. So if you love the content, the conversation, if you love the show, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're a part of the best community of sports fans on all of social media. Rashad White, Mitchell, or Najee Harris. I'll lean towards Mitchell just barely. Trevor Zemba, start 2. I'll start Singletary and Reed. I'll start Singletary and Reed just barely over Dell. Just love the matchup that the Packers have. Ricky Arias, I'd go Howell. Ricky Arias, I'd go Howell. Sue J. Reddy, I'd go Hollywood Brown and Noah Brown. I'd go Brown and Brown. Sue J., I'd go with the 2 Browns. Ethan, should I trade James Cook? Yes, I would. He'll have a good game this week, but I would trade him if I could. TikToker, Nico Collins if he plays, or Rashee Rice. I'd go Rashee Rice, TikToker. Just a much favorable matchup, much more favorable matchup. Wise Owls, I'd go Christian Kirk. Wise Owls, it's very close, but I'll go Christian Kirk. Start Waddle over Boyd, John. John, I'd start Waddle over Boyd. Sol Rosa, I would start Hopkins. Sol Rosa, I'd start Hopkins. H Hockey, you gotta start Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes has a phenomenal matchup this week. H Hockey, watching over on YouTube, I would start Patrick Mahomes. BL, Eckler, Etienne, Swift, Allen, Moore, Dell, pick 5. I'd go Eckler, Etienne, Allen, Moore, and Dell. I think Swift would be the one I'd sit out of the group. Do we do fantasy basketball, Ricardo? Yes, we do. It's really based on the research that we do, but yes, we do answer fantasy basketball questions as well. Angelo, trade Pollard for Singletary? No, I wouldn't do it. Owen, pick 2. I'd go Chandler and Mitchell. Chandler and Mitchell, Owen. Very close, though. Should I trade PG and Sanguine for Sabonis? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. And part of that is Sanguine's been playing really well. Ricardo Rodriguez, I actually don't think you're getting enough value back. Aiden, I'd go Burrow. Aiden, I'll go Burrow. Tanner Whitey's, I'd go Ingram. Tanner Whitey's, I'd go Ingram just barely. Once Upon a Birdie, I'd go Singletary. Once Upon a Birdie, I'll go Singletary. Drew, over-under on receiving yards. Drew, I prefer the over on rushing plus receiving yards. If you're going to take Mitchell, either take on over rushing yards alone or take rushing plus receiving yards. It's not that I don't like the receiving yards. It's that I'm a little nervous about it. It hasn't been too consistent, so I like it. I don't love it. I do either over rushing yards alone or over rushing plus receiving yards, Drew. That's what I do. Only a few more minutes left of the show, so get those questions in, everybody. Liam, I'd go Mitchell. Liam, I'll go Mitchell. Tori, I'll go Howell. Tori, I'll go Howell. G, over under 46.5 tonight. We have not given out the total play yet, so I'll give that out when we hit. Let's do it now. You guys have been great tapping the screen. Let's give out our total play of the night. So, I'm going to show you guys what I took on Outlier because I did not take the 46.5. Why? Because Butt Fumble Sports doesn't screw with lines by the sports books. They're trying to take my money. I don't want to make it that easy. So, I buy points often, and I bought points for this one. If I have to go anywhere for this, I will take under 49.5. Do I think we get to 50 points in this game? I don't. So, I will take the under 49.5 at minus 160. That's Bengals, Ravens, under 49.5. I'm getting it at minus 160 just to show you. I did buy the points up, but Bengals, Ravens, I'm just going to play the bet that it doesn't get to 50 points. It might go over 46.5, but I'm going to bet that it doesn't get to 50, so I'll take under 49.5. Adam, I'd go Nico Collins. Adam, I think I go Nico Collins just barely over Aaron Jones. Pat, I'd go Sutton and Reed. Pat, Sutton and Reed, but close. Yeah, okay, Den, I'd go Singletary. Yeah, okay, Den, I'd go Singletary. Nick, I'd go Ayuk. Nick, I'd go Ayuk just barely. Sujay, I'd go Hollywood Brown. Sujay, I'd go Hollywood Brown. Tyler Ola, if they spam, I'll mute them. If they spam, I'll mute them. That's a warning out there. Do I trade Devontae for Aaron Jones? I'm okay with it. No problem, Eclets. I know you weren't doing it on purpose. I'd go Pollard this week. Eclets, I'd go Pollard. Funny enough, then you did it again. Eclets, I'd go Pollard. LT YouTube, I'd go Pollard and Achan. LT YouTube, I'd go Pollard and Achan. Apollo Jakester, I'd go Mitchell. Apollo Jakester, I'm going to go Mitchell. Seth, I'd rather have Henry and Flowers, I think, rest of season, but it's close. Brandon Castillo, I'd go Kyler. Brandon Castillo, I think I'd go Kyler. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you guys are joining us every single day. We are live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, every weekend at 10 a.m. Eastern. So make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're a member of the best community of sports fans that joins together every day to come up with the best bets possible. Mrs. Lady, I'd go Mitchell. Mrs. Lady, I'd go Mitchell. Robin G, I would start Rashad White. Ryan Dewey's, I'd go White. I'd start White. I'd rather have White. Seth, what about Ford instead of Javonte? I'm okay with that. Jack, thanks for helping us. Always appreciate it. Jack, I'd go Tua. Jack, I'd go Tua. Appreciate the kind words and really appreciate the support. IP Shade 45, should I pick? IP Shade 45, I kind of like the trade. If you're going for the title now, I do it. Do I love it? No, you are bankrolling next year's season. But IP Shade 45, if you are closing in on the finish line, Make that final push, IP Shade 45. Let's go win a championship. Matthew Ferguson, I'd go Purdy. Guys, Brock Purdy is one of my favorite quarterbacks this week. Phenomenal matchup against the Bucs. Really like Brock Purdy, and especially at home. Jack, I'd go Dell. Jack, I'd go Dell. Sol Rosa, do I trade Devontae for Aaron Jones? I did say yes to that. I did say yes. Don't spam. Jack, start 2. I'd start Mitchell, and I'll go Mitchell and Dell. Mitchell and Dell just barely. Kike is Guap. Waddle is a good start. Tyler Ola, start 2. I'd start Jacobs and Chandler. Jacobs and Chandler. Xander Simmons, any plot bets for today? You should be seeing them up on your screen. If you're not, my mistake. But you should be seeing some player props up on your screen. When we hit 30,000 likes, we're going to give out another pick. Or when we hit our live goal. IP Shade's getting us up to our live goal pretty close. When we hit our live goal, or when we just hit our live goal, because IP Shade 45 is like, screw this, I want more picks. IP Shade 45, thanks so much. Let's give out another pick for you guys. Ready, set, let's do it. By the way, it's my username, McLaurin. It's my username. I'd go Terry McLaurin. Okay, next pick that I'm going to give out for you guys, another NFL player prop bet for tonight's Thursday night football matchup. This one has to do with the quarterback on the Baltimore side of things. I'm taking Lamar Jackson, maybe not where you think. Lamar Jackson over, I got to write this differently actually. Lamar Jackson, longest rush, over 12.5 yards. I'm going to predict that Lamar Jackson's longest run of the night is over 12.5 yards. So, that is the next player prop bet that I just dropped for you guys. Lamar Jackson, longest rush of the night, over 12.5 rushing yards. Let me give out another player prop bet for you guys to say thank you, because we just hit 30,000 likes. Another player prop bet to give out for you guys. I am going to give out Andrew Wiggins over half a steal. Andrew Wiggins over half a steal. Another player prop bet for you guys. Zane, I'd rather have Achan right now, I think, Zane. Tyler Ola, I'd go Lamb, Dotson, and Dobbs. Kike is Guap. We will do another subscriber-only show. If you guys want it, maybe we do it tonight. If we get enough people who ask for it, maybe we do a subscriber-only show tonight on TikTok. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Should we do one? Let's do a quick poll. Let's do a... Oh. We just froze over here on TikTok, so I had to keep the phrase. I had to always... Every time I screw up, it's when I tap the screen. It's because I love this green screen effect, but apparently I can't tap the screen. I can't hit the screen in the wrong place when I use it. So anyways, let's see if you guys want to do... Let's go interact. Okay. Smiley face if you want a subscriber-only show tonight. Crying face if you don't. Let's say I have to get up to like 30 smiley faces to do it, okay? Smiley face, yes. Crying face, no. Smiley face, yes. Crying face, no. Eclets, you spam one more time, you're getting muted, dude. Spam one more time, you're getting muted. I would go Pollard over Singletary. Pollard over Singletary. Daniel Pipko. Mitchell, I like over 1 reception. Xander Simmons, do you think Lamar has over/under 2 anytime touchdowns? No, I don't. I think I'd go under. Is Burrow a good play tonight? Close. Smiley face, subscriber-only show tonight. Crying face, no. If you want a subscriber-only show on TikTok tonight, smiley face, we have to get up to 30 for me to do it at least. So smiley face for a subscriber-only show, we have to get up to 30 or we won't do it. Right now, it's actually much closer. Apparently, no one wants the subscriber-only show. Tanner Whitey's, I'd go to a smiley face subscriber-only show. Crying face, no. Looks like a no right now. The no's are having it. Smiley face, yes. Crying face, no. The no's win out. The answer was more people wanted it, but we didn't get up to 30. So unfortunately, no go. No subscriber-only show tonight. I'm surprised. Maybe I'll surprise you guys and come on anyways. Jack, I'd go Jones. Jack, I'd go Jones. I do like Aguilar over 1 reception. Daniel, I do like Aguilar over 1 reception. Yep, Daniel, I do like that play. If you guys want every bet that I make every single day, DM me on Instagram. Buttfumble Sports on Instagram. DM Buttfumble Sports on Instagram to get every bet that I make every single day. Make sure you hit us up on Instagram so you can follow every bet that I place every day. Scott Wicks, I'd go Godwin. Scott Wicks, I'd go Godwin. Great Mikey, I'd go Kyler. Great Mikey, I'd go Kyler. Bear Wiggy, I'd go Smith. Bear Wiggy, I'd go Smith. Goofy Gibb, I'd go D-Hop and Mitchell. D-Hop and Mitchell. Xander, I don't love Chase over receiving yards. I like him more on targets and receptions. Kike is Guap, I'd go Musgrave. Kike is Guap, I'd go Musgrave. Travie, I'd go Stroud. Travie, I'd go Stroud. Wild Jeff, I'd go Purdy. Wild Jeff, I'd go Purdy. Josh Martinez, I'd go Pacheco. Bills are plummeting, you think. Looking to trade offers concerning Diggs. Trevor, I'd probably hold on to Diggs, actually. I do think they're in a tough spot, but I think if anyone's going to bounce through it, it's going to be Diggs. C. Ferg, Wilson might be out. Should I start Boyd over Addison? No, I'd probably start Addison. Randy Stacy, pick 2. I'd pick Jones and Waddle. Jones and Waddle, Randy Stacy. Jack, I'd go Cowboys defense. Jack, Cowboys defense. Luis Garcia, I'll go DJ Moore just barely. Kike is Guap, I'd rather have Diggs. Good trade idea. JG Photography, I'd go Waddle and Brown. Waddle and Brown. JG Photography, I'd go Waddle and Brown. Final few minutes of the show, guys. Bear Wiggy, I'd go Mitchell. Bear Wiggy, I'd go Mitchell. Phil, I'd go Lamar. Phil, I'd go Lamar. Sujay, I'd go Musgrave. Sujay, I'd go Musgrave. User 8824, I'd go Mitchell. JG Photography, oh, got that one. Amanda, I'd go Judy. Amanda, I'd go Judy. Jacob, oh, thanks so much, TJ. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Appreciate. What a cool gift. Jacob, I'd go Keaton. Jacob, I'd go Keaton. Would you take Andrew's receptions over yards? Frankly, Drew, I like the yards more, but I like them both. I actually bet them both. So, Drew, I do like both of them tonight. Kike is Guap, I'd go Robinson. Robinson, even when Kyron returns. Caleb, I'd go Montgomery, I think. It's close, Caleb, between them. ID Maggio, trade Kirk and Pacheco for Puka and Bijan. No, ID Maggio, I don't think I'd do it. Broncos, Niners, Super Bowls. Majomes, we're going to hold you to that one. By the way, Majomes, if you're right, we will give you the props. If you're wrong, you owe us all dinner. Nosebleed Fantasy, I was offered Puka, Ford, and Musgrave for Judy, Ferguson, and Dell. I actually like the trade. I do like it, Nosebleed. Adrian got ways. Do I trade Brown and Pierce for Williams and Demario Douglas? It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Final seconds of the show. Chris, I'd go Singletary. Chris, I'd go Singletary. Ethan, who should I be looking to trade Puka, DJ Henry, or Mostert for? Oh, open-ended question. We're not answering those. Jaden, I'd go Lamar. Jaden, I'd go Lamar. Jake, I'd go Sutton. Jake, I'll go Sutton just barely. Nick, I'll go Jones. Nick, I'll go Jones just barely. Kerry Randolph, you got to go Hopkins. Kerry Randolph, I'd go Hopkins this week. Snadles? Pick 2, I'd go Dobbs. Oh, it's quarterback. Sorry, I thought that was Romeo Dobbs for a second. I'd go Love and Lawrence. Daniel Pipko, Bam Adebayo over 1.5 steals and blocks. I like it. Bam Adebayo over 1.5 steals and blocks. I do like it. C, I'd go Stroud over Burrow. Trace, Debo over Zay Flowers. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports. We are live every single day. Monday through Friday, we're live at 5 p.m. Eastern. 5 p.m. Eastern every weekday. On the weekends, 10 a.m. Eastern. So, hit the follow button. Make sure you're a member of our following, our audience, this amazing family of sports fans that comes together every day. Hit that follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, please subscribe. If you love the content, if you love the conversation, if you've been watching the show since 4 o'clock today, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're a part of Team Butt Fumble Sports, also known as Team Cashing Tickets. We only have seconds left of our show. Louis, trade Kamara for Connor and Cup? No. TikToker, I'd go Dobbs. Brandon Sherwood, I'd rather have... Well, I'm not crazy about it. I don't love the trade, to be honest. Either way, I don't like it. Guido, I'd go Kittle. Burhead, I'd go Tua. Joseph, I'd rather have Montgomery for the season, but Ayuk for this week. Cameron, I'd go Ridley. I think I'd go Ridley barely over Godwin. Okay, guys. This has been a really good 2 hours of content, 2 good hours of show. Hope you guys have enjoyed the content. Really appreciate all those who have DM'd me on Instagram. Again, if you want every bet that I make every day, if you want every pick, parlay, individual bet, game pick, total play, player prop bet, every bet from every sport, there isn't a paywall. I don't delete them. I don't hide them. They're there for free. They're all on the SHARPZ app. If you want to follow every bet that I make every day, go to the SHARPZ app, or better yet, DM me on Instagram, Butt Sports on Instagram. DM me on Instagram, Butt Sports. I'll share a link and a referral code so you can see every bet that I made for tonight, that I make for tomorrow, that I make for the weekend, that I make for the rest of the year. DM me on Instagram right now. That way you have plenty of time to place the bets. You can see all of them. DM me on Instagram right now, Butt Sports, to get every bet that I make every single day. If I haven't said it enough today, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are incredible. I want to say thank you to the most loyal, dedicated, and fantastic audience on all of social media. I hope you guys know how grateful I am. To some of my top viewers, TJ, Saul, JG Photography, Lex, Jack, Paul Love, Ricky Ranchi, DeBears, E. Bawley, Big B, Ducky Tuck, Stumpy Rules, Jay, SoCal, Happy J, Nick, David Polito, Pat, Augustin Martinez, Phil Reynolds, Iconic One, Brandon Bates, Pop Lobo, The Ribs X-Ray, Derek Kraft, Sergio, Duffelbag, Truth Seeker, Kid Triumph, Randy Stacy, Logan Hunton, Robert Clark, Burhead, Hunter, Luis, Ethan, Joseph, Swegler, Bruce Lee, Anthony K, Jeffrey Michael Coe, Al, 10th Gen Marcus, user 8544, Oaks, Oscar, David Collins, Omar. I am so grateful for all of you guys watching the show, for all of your support. I am Team Cash and Tickets and Duffelbag. I know you are too, a loyal follower that you are. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Hope you guys subscribe. Hope you hit the follow button, and hope you guys are with us every day, because we are live every single day on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. I'm going to go off and have some dinner right now and then go watch this Thursday night game. I'll probably be back on tonight for a subscriber-only show. Even though you guys didn't vote for it, even though you guys told me to take the night off, I'll probably be live tonight for a subscriber-only show, because I love this audience too much, and I want to give you guys as much betting advice, fantasy advice, DFS advice as possible. So will I see you tonight, IP-Shade45, during our subscriber-only show? Probably. Drew, I'd go Miami. Josh, I'd go CD Lamb. Murrow Too Crazy, I'd sit Thielen. Just a couple of loyal subscribers wanted to make sure I got to them before we sign off. Final seconds. Well, this is our show. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. It's my username. I'd go CJ Stroud. Guys, that is our show. Put my hands on the table. This dealer is out. I'm going to get some dinner. Hope you guys stay healthy. Hope you stay safe. And I will see you guys later tonight for a subscriber-only show, because I will do one later tonight. You guys are the best. I hope you guys know how grateful I am for you guys being with us every single day. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the follow button. And I'll see you guys tonight around 10:30 tonight. Okay? Hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll see you later. Goodbye, everybody.